All right, so I haven't heard anything from Bobby, so I'm skeptical if he'll be joining us. But we have three. The other new player is not going to be able to make it, so I guess we're going to just get started.
Okay.
Okay, so let me just go to my notes. Okay, so last time, of course, for the returning players, you made it to an Israeli, well, or no, correction, Syrian base had been taken over by friendly insurgents. And then you guys were besieged by like two APCs worth of IDF troops who wound up killing your leader. Um, you managed to drive off the assault, but it was pretty costly. You buried your your fallen ally in the desert with his rifle at his grave and enough ammo for the afterlife. Um, and so that's currently what you're doing. So, in the aftermath of the IDF assault, you're still at the base and what's left of Hamid and his group. If I recall correctly, was the start or midway through the evening shift. Um, like the attack happened at dusk. So it's currently
Yep.
nighttime. Um, and like early, like in the very early hours of night, you've been doing things like, as you said, draining the fuel out of the APCs, collecting all the guns, burying Rafeeq, and so on. But pretty early on, you've actually figured out that two of the people, and we'll just focus on one. Two of the people in this allied group are no ordinary guerrilla fighters. Question begs, how does they introduce themselves?
I suppose while you're uh, gathering up the pile of helmets, we've established that my character doesn't have one. So gathering up the helmets, you're approached by one of them. You notice predominantly that he's uh, white, and then when he starts speaking, he's got kind of a scraggly beard, brown hair, looks a little bit unkempt. Um, First thing that sticks out is his accent is definitely not from around here. He introduces himself as Lieutenant James Brooke at your service, and asks if he might be able to borrow one of the helmets for the trip ahead.
Um, it. Who are you coming up to? We've got Sammy, who's this big bag of muscles. He'd probably be sitting up on top of the BMP. Then you've got um, I'll say Mike Reynolds is kind of dorky looking, isn't he? If I remember correctly.
He looks like a twig.
He kind of looks kind of like he doesn't belong here.
Yeah,
But he's got a nice. He's kind of he's the nerd of the group. He's the tech, the mechanic,
On,
medic, and driver kind of dude.
oh,
So
on that basis, sticking up people who don't belong, and also probably quite not scrawny, but he's not the strongest man you've ever seen. James will approach Mike,
okay.
the scrawny nerd, and politely introduce himself as Lieutenant James Brooke, and ask if he might be able to borrow one of your helmets for the journey.
Mike says, "Yeah, just grab it from the pile. We've got plenty. Do you want a Kevlar or steel?"
Um, go for Kevlar. Noticing that Mike, I guess having traveled a little bit, James already picked up the Mike's the techie one. He says, "I have something you might be interested in, actually," and he produces from one of the pockets of his flak jacket and hands over some NVGs.
Okay. I'm not a military guy.
Night
MBGs
vision
are.
goggles. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
You could have just said Mike shoots him.
Mike just shoots him.
You don't realize, given a night vision goggles in American culture, it's actually a sign of aggression.
Just handing them over. Well, we'll
Says
overcome the cultural boundaries as we encounter them.
He looks at you and goes, "You're not going to need them?"
Thought you might fancy a look. we're all in this together. May as well share around what's interesting, you know?
Alrighty. Does anybody want the night vision goggles that needs them?
Sure, I'll take it.
Okay.
I have no idea why I'm gonna get really rambled out.
Yeah, because Mike is our driver, so he's got him in the vehicle itself should have something that he could see, and then
Yeah, it would have,
Sammy's
like,
in
headlights.
the gunner. So, but I figured somebody else would. He goes, so Mike's probably working on getting his tools out because the autocannon needs some work because Sammy was firing it. He says, he's a what are you doing with this ragbag bunch of guys?
The British Army and all its great tactical intelligence decided to dump me and some boys with this lot back before things went hot. You know, train up the area. We're not formally involved, but I don't think it matters too much to blow my cover at this point. Since comms went down, sort of stuck with them, not had an opportunity for extraction, and till you guys came along, I didn't really think anyone was, thoroughly motivated to maybe be heading back towards the colder climates. So I'm hoping to hitch a ride over to, well, England preferably, but Europe will do.
I'm guessing they didn't tell you what's going on then.
No, some of my contacts in the rebels here just mentioned, well, you guys effectively, and I thought I'd tag along. So, what is it that you're planning on doing, or where are you planning on going? I suppose.
Well, so just so you know, he's U.S. Army, so he's almost as a boat of you, where he's not supposed to be here either. He says, "Well, these two Lebanese guys kind of rescued me, if I remember correctly. We rescued him when we got the BMP and all, right?"
Yeah, you guys were, so you broke Karp out of the Russian or the Syrian base, and then on your way out of the base, you just found this random U.S. engineer walking down the road.
Okay, I couldn't remember where we got it
Yeah,
from, but
so you're like, hey, you want to ride? He's like, sure, man.
he says, "Well, these guys picked me up, and I guess there's some guy that we're here to protect, and we're on our way north to some town. I don't know. I'm hoping when we get there that I'll be able to get home too. So if you want to if you want to travel with us, you're more than welcome. We've got room in the BMP."
Well, us outsiders better stick together, and you're now formally my buddy.
Alrighty. You really don't want Mike as your buddy, though.
No, he's he's an absolute sociopath when it comes to running people over.
Well, he just drives. He's an NP. He's just an NPC for the party, so you don't want him as your.
Yeah, like
He's just a
Oh,
a
sure.
utility.
Okay.
yeah. He's just driver, mechanic, and field surgeon, and he really doesn't do anything well. Well, let me phrase that. He's really a mechanic at heart. He's got field surgeon with a medical of D. So if you really want to do a medical on you, go ahead.
I mean, it's either him or Dr. Nick Riviera.
And the best is he's a driver that didn't have the driving skill, but he has it as a D now.
Okay.
That's what you're joining, just so you know.
I suppose for some context, James has pretty meager strength, decent intelligence, can drive, and shoot a bit. Is very empathetic. Has A empathy, A persuasion, and C command. He's
So
also
C command. So we'll have a C as our unit morale then.
Yep.
Because we didn't have unit morale because we lost our commander.
excellent. Well, I can also say that he has in his pile of stuff he's carrying around with him, has a very bashed up, probably what used to be a guitar. He has a musician trait, so singing or playing an
Oh,
instrument
cool.
becomes helpful at any point. I'm sure it'll come in handy. Common occurrence in fights with various rebel groups.
Are you carrying just a pistol or do you have a rifle?
Currently, just a pistol. Next order of business after getting a bag and a helmet off you guys is probably grabbing. I think you've got a pile of Uzis. Maybe one of those.
I mean, you guys have a vast array of weapons from both factions.
Yeah, we've got AKMs, we've got Galelis, we've got some Uzis, but I strongly suggest you don't take an Uzi. Their range just sucks. The AKMs are 5 range versus the Uzis of 3. It's just, plus you have no armor penetration, you're +1.
Fair enough. I'll grab an AKM then.
And you could probably, all right, so you're grabbing the AKM. And the AKM uses
7.62 by 39.
Sorry, I'm trying to find out how many clips of it we have. Oh, here it is. 4 clips. Is that good for you?
Yeah, that sounds good.
And those
If you need
magazines are
more,
fully
we
loaded,
got.
right?
Yep. And AKM is now out of the vehicle. Alrighty. So Sammy, sitting up on the top of the turret, looks down and he just shakes his head. Oh, great. Another English-speaking soldier. Yeah, great. And even an officer at that. Well, at least we got a new officer now. Seeing as my buddy died.
Rest in peace.
It literally was his buddy.
Oh, that's
So I'll take you as my new buddy because I like to protect the officers because you guys usually need it.
well, he's been wandering around the desert for however long without a helmet, so
Yeah. What is your character's name?
James Brooke.
Alrighty. By the way, we're heading to Turkey.
Bridge to Europe, ideal.
Yep. Well, right now we're just trying to get to some contact. I can't remember if it was.
Yeah, what you're trying to do is you're trying to reach Wusad to the northwest because there's a harbor there. You might be able to use that to get to Turkey, and the reason you're trying to get to Turkey is because of Karp. Because he was the Russian informant with info that seriously harms the Israelis and Syrians if memory serves. So they both want him dead, and they very nearly got him too if you look at his health. So in the meantime, Frida, what are you up to?
I'm just into the APC, getting things going. Perhaps taking it a bit easier, mainly because of the crits.
Yeah, how many? Hold on, does Carp have a crit? See notes. No, according to his sheet, he doesn't. So, I guess Oh wait, and you said we've got immune morale C now, so I'll dial down his because his was at A. So, um, if you guys are you guys going to travel at night or are you going to?
Oh no, we're sleeping in.
I mean, are you
No,
going?
because we in the morning we've got to fix the autocannon too.
Yeah, we got stuff to
Because
fix.
So you're going to sleep here. Are you going to put anybody on like watch duty? Because you could have the allied insurgents stand guard.
hell no, one of us will definitely be on guard for us, and the insurgents can have somebody on their side cover their area.
Okay.
Do you want
James will
Sammy to?
volunteer. Oh, no, go for it. Say James is happy to volunteer for first watch or watch, whatever it maybe.
All right. Do you have a good recon?
Uh, Recon is just intelligence B, so D10.
Okay.
So, and I can't
I
remember.
will.
Are there? No, never mind. I'll check. Um, so I travel, camp mishaps. Or, oops. Um, travel. I'm just trying to see if there's anything. Okay, keeping watch. I'm just trying to see if there's like any kind of table or any role that determines if enemies show up. Um, okay.
I think it's more you.
Yeah.
If you, it's per day, and we already had an encounter. So
Yeah.
unless they've got backup coming or
Well,
plot
that's why I was
reasons.
asking you if you wanted to, if you were planning on staying in place, because there is always the chance that they could send reinforcements.
Yep. Or right now, I think we've got to decide: do we want to have this other group travel with us? Because we still have to have a discussion with them if they're going to be following along with us. Right? Because I don't think we did that
Yeah, you didn't.
session,
You
did
didn't
we?
really have the time to. You
No,
asked
that was the that was his decision, and he said he was going to do it, and then he got killed.
who, Rafeeq?
Yeah. So I probably would have to go and talk to them because
Well, odds are it's
I
going to
know
be
they're
on
doing it.
you because you were his best friend, and thus you would know what his last wishes would be.
Yep. But I just want to make sure, are we okay with them traveling with us? And how many are there if two of them are joining us?
So yeah, two of them were sort of reskinned as James, and then the other character who's going to be joining next session. But then there, in terms of whoever is left, there's Hamid, and then he's got one, two guys left.
Which is enough to crew what did they have? A one Bradley or what was it they had?
The Israelis had M113s.
And 113. Okay. Now, when you did the fuel, did you split the fuel between us, or did you give us all the fuel?
Um, I think or no, yeah, I just combined how much fuel they had. So they have like a collective 508 liters because I was assuming that you were going to divide it however you wanted to. Like 508 is like the cumulative amount of fuel that was in both vehicles.
Okay, 508.
Yep.
Oh, where's
I
my
forgot to
pen?
make that a secret roll. Let me just reveal to everyone. There you go. It's above
So we're
the.
good with giving
Okay.
them having them travel with us. I mean, it's not bad to have another vehicle and three guys, you know.
Keep in mind, didn't you disable the engines of one of the M113s?
Correct. Yep. One was lost its engine.
Yeah, so it's the one on the left in the battle map. Like I won't switch to it for now, but the left one, the engine is completely destroyed or like incapacitated. The right one is intact.
Correct. Yeah, we were gonna strip that
They strip the
other
broken one.
one. Yep.
Okay. So I think would that be like a tech roll to do that?
Yeah, that'll be morning. Yeah, the
Okay.
morning shift will fix the autocannon and strip the.
Okay. So let's see. So you do that. So I can't remember. Is James going to watch at night or somebody else?
We'll split the shift. James can have the first, and Sammy will have the second.
Okay. So that's all you guys want to do during the night shift?
Yeah, everybody else is gonna sleep, I
Okay.
think, right?
Yeah. So in that case, I can't remember how much health Farida has, or has left. Because you took some damage, right?
Yeah, I did take some damage.
Okay, so everybody would get, or everybody who took damage would take, would receive 1 point of health and remove a stress, if memory serves. So, oh wait, did I do that right on Carps? Um, yeah, no, I didn't. So there's that, and then Carp will regain a point of health. So I guess, the absence of Bobby and then of John, I'll just be taking over as Carp. It's kind of like a quasi NPC. So Carp regains some health and stamina, or health and stress, and so would Farida and anybody else who was injured. So we are now in the night shift passes without incident,
Okay.
and the sun comes up, and by that point you're now in the clear to start doing what you want to do.
All right.
So I
So,
would say to completely strip and dismantle the, because it would be a lot of effort. Um, the BMP, or not the BMP, the M113, you would probably have to spend a shift doing that. I don't know. I mean, like to dismantle it, scrap it for parts, and then also repair. Like, just maintenance in general. That's going to take the morning for the maintenance tasks of what
yeah,
you want to do.
can we throw in the repairing the autocannon? It's only reliability 1
Yeah, that's what
in
I'm
that
saying. Like,
shift. Yep.
that same shift is going to be like the tech shift,
Yep.
where you're going to be both repairing your vehicle and scrapping the disabled M113.
All right. So autocannon first.
You're going to have oh, okay, Sammy can do it. I was just curious if you're going to have run him over
It was
Reynolds.
Mike. It
Oh,
was Mike.
oh, okay.
I'm clicking on Mike's sheet, but
Oh, okay.
I probably have me highlighted. Let
Yeah.
me click on.
Well, no,
There we
you.
go.
I mean, you
Sorry.
already succeeded the roll, so I was
Yep.
just curious, like if it was Sammy. Okay, so run him over Reynolds fixes the or you said you were fixing the autocannon.
Yeah, that was first.
All right. Are you able to do any sort of like extra like stunts for an additional point of success?
No, it's just usually if they get more successes and needs, you just get it done faster.
Okay, so you get that done faster, and then that
And
will
then I
be
gotta strip the
the
other thing.
M113. Oh, damn. So I guess he is good for
And
something other than running people over.
I'm gonna push him. Oh shit, that's 4. I like that.
That's really good. Holy damn it.
He's AA in mechanic.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Plus,
saying. He's at
he's
least
got
good
the
at something.
mechanic skill. Yeah, he's good at mechanic. But I just his specialties are just odd.
Well, so is he.
Yeah.
Okay,
The thing
so
is he shouldn't have taken tech at A. He should and put it somewhere else because he had mechanic. So he
Well,
kicked
he
himself
can
there.
also get that boosted, but what happens if he has like a -4?
yeah, that's what I was
Usually
thinking.
mechanics usually is not one that gets a lot of modifiers.
Unless you
you're
get one of those college junker cars that you really need to use to get to your final.
Yep. So what did we get from stripping it?
Well, I would say with that many successes, so what you could do is you could make it to where you could do it in reduced time, not necessarily with all of them, but you could do it with reduced time and or get more components.
I would rather get more
Okay.
components if we can get some
Um,
electronics even.
Yeah, so I would say that you would get from like the onboard systems like so let's say D12. So you got, well, that, hold on. I'm not going to say you got one. I'll just say that it's six like electronic components from like what salvageable sources there are in the M113. Um, I'll say that was one success, like one spare success for a
Okay.
little extra. Is there anything else you're looking for?
General parts.
All right, let's do that. General
The
parts.
rest of it, general parts.
Okay, so in that case, I'll do this. 11.
Cool. Because we're gonna have to get a still at some point. Oh no, that's right. Because we're doing normal fuel here.
Yep. You can just like siphon the fuel out of the M113s.
All right, and then the M113 of the other group will have 208 fuel.
Okay, 208 fuel. So let me just adjust that.
And now when you put the weapons, you kept an M2HB on their M13, right?
Yes.
You only gave us okay, perfect.
So and 208 in the Allied M113. So we'll copy that token and paste on the regional map. Oh my God, that's big. Hold on, let me just edit the token image. Oops. There we go. That's more within reason, even though the selection box is pretty big. Let me see. Can I? Okay, now that's too fucking small. So, so that's basically. Is there anything anybody else wants to do during the morning shift?
Are you able to scrounge at all, Rumba?
Oh yeah, Robert, yeah.
I mean, I'll go scrounge. Gonna be a survival check, yeah?
Yes, and because you're in a like a military base, you will get a +1 to that because it's there'd be more. Oh shit.
They looted everything. I go into like one place, being like, "Oh, there's gonna be stuff here," and then they all take everything, even the rat.
And Sammy's going to be on patrol. He'll be the eyes for the team for this shift.
Okay.
I'm guessing James is resting after taking the night shift.
Yep. Okay,
And then
so
Sammy during the shift will probably talk to. Oh shit! What was the Lebanese NPC's name? I forget his
Hamid.
name now. Hamid, and ask him if he wanted to travel with us.
And so he basically then would say, "It's like, yes, sure, brother. We're dedicated to helping you get the informant to NATO. We will gladly tag along
Okay,
with you, but we
perfect.
are few in number."
Yeah, you got 3. It's enough to man that nice vehicle there. And I'll definitely tell him I'm sorry that that his friend Rafeeq was killed.
Hamid sighs, places a hand on Sammy's shoulder. He will be remembered, brother. Let us finish our mission to honor our fallen comrade.
Yep. And then we'll swap radio comms so we can talk to each other.
Okay. So that would be everybody's actions in the morning shift. So now we are in the afternoon shift, and if you want to hit the road, then will be an optimal time to do so. Are you going to put the BMP on point or the M113?
BMP.
Okay, so BMP takes point. The M113 brings up the rear. So, I'm trying to remember how to do this, just because I GM this so infrequently that I'm trying to remember how each thing works. So I believe if you're following the road, you don't have to make a driving roll. So we'll say you can, well, you do have to calculate the fuel course. So I will say you travel along the road. It's pretty uneventful, but then you make it about here, and then that's when the first encounter will commence. So you started at where the orange circle is, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hexes. So deduct that amount of fuel. And also, how many hexes can you travel in a shift if you're going by road?
I don't know what the M13 is.
Oh, good point. The M113 has a travel speed of 8/6, which I'm assuming means 8 road, 6 off road.
Yeah, so he's one slower than us. So we're 8-7. So we can do eight road
Yeah.
hexes.
All right. Well, he could do 8 road as well. It's just only if you go off road that it'll be trailing behind you.
Yep.
So in terms of, and the 8 is per shift.
Correct. Yep.
Okay. So
And you'll
you
have
make
to reduce the fuel for the other vehicle.
okay. So you make it to this area. So, and I don't have an encounter map because this isn't necessarily a combat encounter.
Okay.
During the drive north, you spot buildings ahead with smoke, sort of coming, like not like smoldering clouds of smoke, but just sort of smoke trails like a chimney. You spot buildings ahead, not that many and not particularly industrial. It looks to be a small village with no more than 2 dozen buildings, and you can actually see people out and about. And this is sort of from the distance. Do you drive in, or do you sort of scout them out, or you go on foot? What do you do?
Well, I'll call a halt. I'll tell Mike to hold up, and then I'll do a recon roll to see what I see from where we're at.
You're gonna have Mike do recon?
No, Sammy, hold on. One success.
All right. So, yeah, you do see these people are, uh, they are not armed. They just appear to be, ordinary civilians. They're actually, children. Sort of, you see a couple children outside, and a bunch of people just kind of doing various tasks like carrying water from, like getting water out of a well, and uh, doing all this other, like carrying things from point A to point B and all this other stuff. So they don't seem particularly like nefarious. Um, but by this point they have not noticed you because you're kind of at a distance.
All right. Well, Sammy yelled down to the rest of the team, letting them know that, hey, we've got a village ahead. I don't see any guns or anything. I see kids and normal family. Do we want to send a couple guys forward that want to talk to them and leave the vehicles back here and not scare them?
James says that sounds sensible, and he gets himself ready to hop out and walk over and talk.
And I'm thinking Rumble will go because he doesn't look too threatening.
Yeah, well, Farida's I think like what, 14?
Yeah,
and
it's a
carries,
girl.
yeah, a 14-year-old girl who carries a sniper rifle.
Yeah.
Um, so
Plus, she
I
speaks the language here.
yes. But I will say because Rhombus stepped away. I mean, I guess we could just say like because I'm not sure what his take would be. We'll say he stays back, but if he says he would be there, then I'll just retcon and say he was. Um, so James goes and he just sort of walks down the road to the village. I take it.
Yeah, and
Okay.
he does speak Arabic, so it's
Okay.
not going to
Yeah.
be the white man
Language
chatting
barrier.
English and a bunch of villagers.
So
Yeah.
as you approach, you catch their attention, but they don't necessarily look like glad or relieved to see you. And they don't have weapons at all. But they do seem very cautious, and like some of the kids are sort of brought inside just because, in case you represent danger. Um, and then so as everybody's just sort of like, stop, like coming to a complete stop, this one guy with long shaggy hair and a beard, having that sort of desert island survivor look to him, he steps over to you. You are not Syrian army. What are you doing here?
I'm just traveling through, friend. Tell me what's with the smoke? What's gone on here?
Well, you would see that the smoke is just from chimneys. Like the buildings aren't on
Oh,
fire or
okay.
anything like that. It's just like regular chimney smoke.
So,
Um, and then
I
like
say
from
just traveling through. How is your village? Have you any news?
and he says, yes, actually, we've been we've been having problems with a town to the north.
What kind of problems, my friend? I might be able to help you resolve them.
There are looters, pillagers at Sharqi. They have the town under their control and launch raids on nearby settlements, stealing the resources that they see fit. They must be stopped. But we don't have any weapons. Could you give us some weapons? We would trade what food and water we could spare just to defend ourselves.
Yep. Thank you, my friend. I am traveling with others. He will not divulge quite the extent of our military capability. So I will speak to them and see what we can do. I'll return to you perhaps with my friends. If you see anyone traveling with me, do not be scared.
Okay, thank you. Um,
James will head back to the group
yeah, by
and
that
fill them
point he
in
seems
on.
a little happier to by this point. Like he was cautious. He's still kind of cautious because, you know, you made a good impression on him uh from, what you said and from your appearance and everything, which is why I didn't make you roll, but um he's still,
He's
I mean, he's
back.
willing to hear you out. Oh, hey. Um, yeah, what happened was just James went down to this village to try to speak with the people and find out what was going on.
And he didn't get like ambushed and killed, right?
No.
Had a lovely conversation.
Yeah.
Basically, there's looters slash pillagers who've taken control of Sharky, and they are raiding this village. So the guy was saying we'll trade whatever food and water for weapons to defend ourselves. And it's like unarmed families and children kind of vibe. So James is just coming back, having he told the guy like I'll go speak to the people I'm traveling with, and I'll come speak to you again, and don't be scared if anyone comes in traveling with me. Um, so that's it.
And we since you weren't here, we just kept you here, but you had the option to go with him or cover him.
I'll cover.
Okay. So they want us to help take care of some trouble to the north, huh?
Yeah, at Sharkey, the town to the north of the peninsula, the guy claims that there are like looters and raiders out there that have been harassing the village, and the problem is the village, they don't have any weapons to defend themselves, so they're basically just like easy prey for the bandits.
Did he say how often the bandits come and how many come?
He did not.
Do they know if did you ask him about a boat or a barge? He doesn't know we need that. Are
Do-
we?
I was going to ask, do we want, since we have so many weapons, do we need any more food or water, or potentially if they have any kind of other stuff that we might want to trade, or happy to just go back and say we'll go deal with these looters, and then not give them anything. Just say we'll take care of it.
Well, no. I mean, really, we could give them the Uzis because really, who wants to use those things?
These Israelis.
The range is
They're
just
obligated to use it.
they're obligated.
That's how they won the
Mandatory
6-Day
Uzi
War.
use.
Well, I'll clarify that there's an advantage for the Uzi, and that's being able to move and shoot easier. But
Uzier.
well, they're I classify them as a +1 versus the +2 because of the size of the weapon. But I don't know if you play that way. But that's about the only. And who knows? They might come in handy when the new book comes out about clearing buildings because the Uzi's better at buildings than out in the open. But that's about it because it's a shorter barrel.
I guess, is there anything we want from these people?
Food and
James,
water.
we want food and water. Okay.
Yeah, we can always use food and water because talking about food and water. So we've got 21 now. Now, do we need to keep track of the 3 NPCs, Cody, with food and water, or do they have their own list and they take care of them?
I'm not gonna get bogged down dealing with the food and water and like resources of the NPCs. That's just kind of how I've been
Okay.
handling it this campaign. So don't worry about them. They'll be fine.
All right. So we have 5 player characters then now, right?
Yeah, you've got like technically 6 in total, because you have Farida, you have Sammy, you have Run 'em Over Reynolds, you have James, you have Carp, that I'm taking over, and then you're gonna have the new player if he's able to make it next session. So that is a total of 6 characters.
Okay. So I'm going to take 6 food and water from the party, so we're
Cool.
covered for the day.
So how much does that leave you with?
15 food
Holy
and 14 water.
You guys are set. Well, then again, though,
Well,
you have 2 days worth of.
with 6 people, so definitely getting more food and water from them is important. We also have 4 extra water rations, plus our own characters have our own stuff too. So,
So
is it
how
all right
about-
to drive up, or are we going to walk back?
Probably better to walk back. If we're just bringing some Uzis and exchanging them for food and water, I don't know how much food and water an Uzi's worth, I guess, if they're going to be hauling out like sacks load of stuff that we can't carry. But I think it might be better to not let these villagers know about our capabilities in case they do get raided and someone kind of passes on information. I assume they haven't seen our vehicles.
No, they haven't.
That's
So for the intel purposes, suggests I don't know. I guess Sammy's got some muscles on him, so maybe bring him along, and maybe get the insurgents. But we've got with us just to help carry stuff, and we'll go back and trade. James will try to trade. Do we want to ditch all the Uzis?
The what?
so we've got
Oh.
4 Uzis and 16 Galelis. I don't think they have. I mean, we could give them probably the 4 Uzis would be enough for them, and then we get some food and water from it.
Yeah, keep in mind though, they
Value-wise.
may not necessarily have like a surplus of stuff to provide because between the the bandit attacks and obviously needing enough food and water to keep themselves alive,
Yep.
But they may have other
That's what
stuff
I'm
to
saying.
trade.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The 4 Uzis probably is a good start. And
Well,
know
well,
that we've got 16 Galeles if they
if we
actually
need to
have stuff
up the
that we need.
bargain, yeah.
Yep.
Fair. So James will head back with, I guess, Sammy for some heavy lifting, and anyone else. I don't know who's coming and who's not. Obviously, need to keep the vehicles guarded, and offers to the chief of the village. Like, I've spoken with my friends here. We have some spare weapons that we would be able to trade with you. What do you have?
Well, first, out of character, what do you want aside from food and water? If there's anything in particular that you might find of interest. Because I'm also going to take a look at the scrounging table and see what sort of useful stuff you could find. Let's see, travel, scrounging table. Okay.
I don't know if there's anything the party is after. I don't know if there's anything I'm after. I don't think that. I guess if one of them has a functioning musical instrument, if they have a not bashed up guitar, since I don't actually have a guitar yet.
Do they have
raise
a
them.
small still?
Oh, that's a good point.
Because now that we've got the night vision goggles and we've got a laptop, we need to be able to produce our own electricity, and a small still will handle it for the small utilities we have that require electricity.
I like it.
All right. So what I'll say, in terms of their loot, let me just like write it out. Yeah, give me a sec. So I was, um, I'm just looking at the scrounging table and just kind of jotting down some things that they would have.
We would really love a frying pan. +1 for cooking.
I think a yellow copy of Twilight 2000 First Edition is
Yeah.
top of my list. But,
If they have any smokes, might be good too.
Cool.
So these are some of like the useful things that they would have, um, to like the things that would be most useful for trade aside from a limited amount of food and water.
I'm guessing even the broken stuff might be able. Can it be broken down to spare parts? Like the
Well,
broken flashlight
it can
and
be
the broken
repaired.
walkie-talkie. Oh, I see. Okay.
So you can repair it or you can scrap it.
I would be good with that whole list.
Okay, so I would say, due to that stuff, it would probably cost, I would say, like half the Uzis, at least, and obviously some ammo for them.
How
And
much
And how much food and water
food
do
and
they
water
have?
is one Uzi worth / do they have available?
I'm gonna roll how much food and water they have. So food, I'm gonna experiment with this. Oh, it doesn't work. You have to just do a separate roll. So they got 2 rations of food, and then deselect that, and then 3 things of water. That's all they're able to scrounge while having the absolute minimum to keep themselves alive.
And they don't have a still?
They do not have a still.
What about general parts?
They would have. I'll just give a number. I would say they would have 3 general parts from like broken down, like rusty cars and machines that have stopped functioning, that sort of thing.
How much of the food, water, and general parts could we get for the remaining 2 Uzis?
I would say, given those resources, they would probably all of it would cost you the other 2 Uzis.
For 2 water and 3 food and some parts?
I mean, well, that's all they're able to give you, at least. But yeah, you could. Well, how's this? You can make a persuasion roll to try to, because you can actually do that to like lower the price.
I was going to say if I could make a persuasion roll to see if I can, gently haggle them down.
Yeah. All right. So
Um,
they're going to do opposed persuasion. So they're going to roll theirs. Uh, or actually, wait, hold on. I got to. It doesn't matter. But yeah, you're able to convince them that they will give you all that stuff for just 1 Uzi and ammo for it. So you still have 1 Uzi left. So basically, you're able to buy all that stuff for 3 Uzis and still have 1 spare.
All right, and how much ammo are they wanting for that? And what the
Well,
hell
they
ammo
would,
does that?
the sort of expectation would be at least 1 magazine per weapon, because it's like giving somebody, a gun with no ammo is like giving them a car with no gas and no key.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how many in the negotiation extra clips we're giving them.
How many extra mags? That's up to you, honestly, but the minimum expectation is 1 per weapon, so like 3 magazines for 3 Uzis.
You want to give them 4, so they have 1 reload.
give
Because
them
that
give them
still leaves
4.
us 2.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
we
that
only
sounds
have
good.
5. Yeah, we only have 5. So okay.
Yeah,
So
we'll
we'll give them 4 clips.
give them 4 clips, and then yeah.
All right, so you have given them their ammo and their weapons. So be sure to add all the stuff as stated prior. I need to roll the d6 for the d4 for cigarettes. Oops. /R. There's 1 cig left in the pack.
Dibs.
Yeah, you can have it. I'm sorry. How many general parts was there? I forgot the number.
There
3, I think.
Yeah, there were 3.
And then there was shit. I hate when it goes away. The roll. How much food and water was there?
How much food and water? So
Was it
there is 2 food and there's 3 water.
okay? Perfect. We needed more water.
I'll say my character does have on him 5 food and 3 water as well. I don't mind if he chucks any of that into for one of the vehicles, or keeps hold of it all for the time being. But
Did you, Rumbo? Did you want to take the aspirin?
Yeah, might as well. I think I can't do recon checks for a while, so yeah.
Because you're the medic, right?
Nope, that's carp.
Oh,
I'm
give that to
the
Carp then.
sniper.
Sorry, I get them all mixed up.
But one is really fat, the other isn't.
One's a girl. And Carp is just Carp.
You mean magic carp?
Does anybody need the carving knife?
feel like that can probably just sit somewhere in the vehicle. Preferably somewhere that's not going to fly out and cause injury next time you drive over a soldier. But
Or better yet, run him over Reynolds uses it to do like an obligatory war crime execution on the guy who survives his rampage. Like there's a soldier who has crushed legs and he's weakly crawling for his rifle. Reynolds gets out of the car and just stabs him in the back of the head. I wouldn't put it past him to do that. At least,
I think if it gets hand to hand, then a knife won't help James. So Mike is welcome to it.
all right.
All right. Remind me, how do I? There's wait, no. Gear. That's what I was looking for. No mind. I figured it out. Did anybody want that carving knife? It's a knife. You can use it as a knife fighting with close combat.
I already have it.
I guess I don't actually have a close combat weapon at all, so I could take it. But
Go ahead. You can have the carving knife. Who is our survival person?
I got a B and D.
You can take the frying pan. And you took the cigarettes. Cody, did you add the aspirin on to Carp's sheet?
I can if you want me to.
If you can, please, because I don't have
Sure.
access to the sheet.
Hold on, gear. Oh, okay. Is there aspirin as an item? No.
I don't know.
So let me just check what I need to go back to the scrounging table, see what aspirin does. It's a pain reliever. Oh, okay, so I can just basically add the pain reliever as an item. Never mind. Pain reliever. There we go. Okay, so Carp
All
has.
right.
So what does that do anyway? Oh wow. It heals 1 point of damage and 1 stress. It's basically a health pack.
Nice.
So he's
Better
basically
stuff
he's
like
probably
that.
going to use that on himself, honestly, because he took a shitload of damage.
Go ahead then.
All right, so Carp will use the pain reliever. He gets 1 additional point of health back. It's kind of cool. I did not know that there was that was a thing. Okay, so Carp, he heals himself, and you currently at the village. What do you guys want to do?
So Sammy's going to ask the town leader. Can he tell us more about these bad guys to the north? How often do they come here?
He explains that they pretty much come as often as they want. There's no real pattern to when they come, because there have been times where like they will come with like a few times a week, and then there's like once every 2 weeks, and then back to like really frequent. So he says there's not really any pattern. He suspects that there's like, because they go harassing other settlements, that it just kind of depends on which one they feel like attacking. Or that's what he's theorizing anyway. So there's no set pattern on how often they show up.
When was the last time they were here?
They were previously at the village 4 days ago.
Alrighty, and how and when they come, how many are with them, and what are they driving? What are they?
They usually send
Tell me what.
out he says that they send out a looting party that usually consists, because the village up until this point has been defenseless. They don't really send like a massive army. They just send a couple of guys and like a pickup.
Okay.
Speaking to the group, James wonders if it's worth just heading into Sharky ourselves, or trying to track, if they're going in small groups, track these guys down outside of the city, and some good old interrogation.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is we ambush them between this town and their home base. What can this the town leader tell us about the town on the north?
He says the town to the north. He has never he hasn't personally set foot in Sharky, but he has heard that heard and also sort of assumed that being like right along the coast, that there could potentially be that it's a more developed town than like say his village or some of the other smaller villages that you've been to. It's about like a few dozen buildings. Um, but he doesn't really know much about it, and hasn't, as stated prior, has not been there.
Do they call themselves anything?
The Raiders?
Yeah.
No, they don't. Or at least if they do, he hasn't heard them ID themselves by name.
And have they ever talked about if you don't do what they say, somebody's going to be upset, or did they ever say who their leader was or anything?
They have not. He doesn't know who their leader is, and he
Okay.
also doesn't necessarily recognize any of the guys that like that have come through. Like he doesn't recognize, like, oh, it's Joe and Bob again, that sort of thing. Like he just doesn't really, he can't really ID any of them. So as a result, he doesn't know exactly how many they are.
Okay.
I think the short version is, if we want to find out more about them, it's either stroll into Sharky or ambush. Ambush.
Yeah.
Do they usually use the roads, or do they come another route? I don't know. That's a really weird question. But
That's a good question.
So he says that they come from, at least when they attack his village, like this one, they come from the road to the north, or rather the northwest, given the way it turns. So they come from the northwest, and as a result, he assumes that, especially because they generally show up in a truck, that they are driving down the road.
is then, I suppose, from the party having travelled and also asking this guy, is there usually a lot of does the road see a lot of vehicles going past it, or is just before we ambush just some family driving around? Like, is it common people to use the road? Or I guess would he know if he can't? Yeah.
Well, he would say that owing to how, like, he sort of speculates that like there used to be cars that would come down from Sharky and past the Syrian military installation, like not necessarily go through it, but just kind of pass in that general area. But between the war uh, and the fact that Sharky has been seemingly overrun by marauders, that there hasn't really been any road traffic, and especially where there were like EMP strikes during the war. That if I mean this, I don't know if this is like a factual error, but it would have, cars might not be as common, um, but with all these factors combined, that cars, there aren't a lot of cars in the road. And he doesn't remember the last time he saw, aside from the bad guys, he does not remember the last time he ever saw a car coming up to his village or coming down from Sharky.
Okay.
Roadside ambush sound like a good time to everyone?
Yep. And James, if you want to laugh at Sammy, so when he walks in carrying the Uzis, he's carrying an RPK and um, Negev, or however you say
Yeah,
it.
the Negev.
So he's carrying 2 light machine guns.
two light machine guns and then a pile of Uzis. Just
Yes. He gave up his RPG that he carries normally for the Uzis, and I'm not even half carrying weight yet. And he wears a plate vest
Yeah.
too.
Does he wear a steel helmet?
Just to give you an idea of this guy. Yeah, he wears a steel helmet because he doesn't care about weight.
Yeah, what's funny that you mentioned that is actually, just as a quick side note, I have a character in Fantasy Flight Star Wars who she is like a scrawny character about the same build as Farida, and she carries a laser minigun, a missile launcher, and 2 shotguns, and she still has like plenty of carry capacity. So that's what I think of when I think of Sammy, but I think Sammy is a more extreme example.
Oh, he's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Um. Anyway, so so what's your guys' plan?
Rama, do you agree? Let's just drive up the road halfway, the next square like up here.
Yeah.
And try to find a good location to cover the road where we can cover our vehicles, and then when they come down, they should be coming down any soon. And then we hit them.
Yeah, why not?
With,
That'd be great. We'll do an
with your
ambush.
sniper rifle, you should be able to take the driver out easy. And then
Yes.
um,
And I also have a huge range of 10, so I'll just go
yeah.
up to 20 and just get a -1, and then get a +1 for the sniper, and then full aim. Done.
And what I'm thinking of is we can then put 2 of the dudes from the other group, or one of us with one of them, and we could drive the pickup right on up into town, and we should and dress like them and kind of imitate them. We should be able to scout them out.
Oh, go some undercover recon kind of stuff.
Yep.
Well, I mean, you do have a lot of options of how to handle this because you do have the firepower to take them out if you wanted like a direct assault, because you now have 2 APCs, and then you also have Sammy, and really I should have just said Sammy because the other stuff doesn't matter at that point. But uh, yeah, Sammy and then the resident sniper, who basically is like the one crit wonder, um, and
Well, we don't know what they look like at this point.
like in terms of like numbers,
Yeah, we don't know anything
very true.
because this dude didn't know anything. So that's why if we could take one of these guys alive, um, we might be able to find something out. And if that's not the case, then we could drive up with this in this vehicle and imitate them and see what we can find out.
Um,
Do the
so
first part and then see what to do based off the second part, because I feel like that's got some
Yeah.
room for shenanigans
Yep.
to be afoot. But I think definitely the ambush. Try to take one alive. If Farida's got the scope and things, then easier to ID. I mean, just in case it was someone who wasn't, armed, should be able to ID the vehicle from far away.
all right, so let me just think for a sec. So you could, like, yeah, if you want to just lay a roadside ambush, but keep in mind that you're going to be waiting for potentially several days, because as the man you spoke to said, there isn't really a set pattern for how often these guys show up. So you could be waiting for a couple hours or a couple of days. So that's just something to factor in given your resources. Because I think you have.
We can wait a day. What do you guys think? Wait a day and see if they come.
Sure.
If not, then we go up ourselves.
One day seems like a.
Yeah,
So if
and
it
then
works,
that
it works.
way,
If it doesn't work, then yeah.
yep, and that way you can also heal any stress and damage you took, which I'm mainly looking at Carp when I say that. Um, and also Frida, I don't know what your status is. How much health do you have?
Apparently, it wasn't recorded last session, so I assume I just need 2 more heal points.
Oh yeah, I see for some reason the token on the world map isn't updated, but like when I go to the base encounter from last session, you had like all but 1 health taken away. Um,
Okay, so I'm at 2, and then I'm at 3 for stress.
okay.
Did anybody actually do a medical aid on you?
Um,
Yes, to make sure the crit is healed.
yeah, that would be Carp's doing, I believe.
Okay.
Though I don't think he's able to. Well, I don't think he got a crit because he wasn't broken, but I might be getting my facts wrong. So Carp, or yeah, so you guys are going to wait a day. Now, are you going to wait a full 24 hours, so you go from afternoon to afternoon, or are you going to wait like a certain amount of time and then do like a status report to like, well, you'd have to make camp. Um, are you going to make camp by the road or like a little distance off road?
Can we find a good location that we can watch the road, but also have the vehicles in cover?
Uh, yeah, I would say, there are mountains kind of like, well, not necessarily mountains, but sort of hills like, oh, God damn it, I just selected the wrong tool. Like maybe like around like here, like a sort of mountain range along this line. So you would have a decent view of the bay to the left or like to the west, and then also the road. Not like a colossal towering advantage, but you could have the high ground.
All right, so then we'll move to this square and do it in this square
Okay.
then.
So you move up there, and then I will say the Allied M113. I'm just moving it down here, but we'll say it's in the same hex. Um,
That's fine.
so let's move this a little side. Okay, so uh, you're going to, I guess, no, set up camp in the evening or night shift.
The quicker the better, right?
Yep. So let me just camp mishaps. So. Uh, or no wait, you have to if you I think it's like if you fail you fail or like get like a 1 on the survival roll, then you have a camp mishap.
Correct. Yeah,
Okay.
he's just he needs to do camp and then he has to do a recon roll to find out how well he hides us.
All right. So
Can someone help? Is it?
yes, but if
Yeah.
they do, then they can't do anything else in this shift.
I guess
What is your survival,
I
James?
don't. I just have intelligence B. I don't have the survival skill.
I'll roll.
Okay. So I can't remember if there are any sort of stunts for extra successes in survival.
You can give him a bonus to his recon roll if you want.
Yeah, if he's going to do recon at night, then and you also did you give James? Did you give Farida the NVGs, or does Run 'em Over Reynolds still have them?
I have them.
Yeah, give him to Farida.
Okay, so Farida has the NVGs, so you're not going to have any darkness penalties. Um, I mean, you would technically be able to see the headlights of any cars that come, but I'm just saying, like for actually shooting, you would not have any negative modifiers. Although no, although they do have a range, like
I
a
think it's.
max distance. Let me double
It's not going to help him for his shooting.
Yeah,
No, I think it's only a couple of hexes.
yeah.
Yeah,
It allows
the night vision
night vision
sucks.
out to 3 hexes, 30 meters, or up to 5 hexes when using the attached light, eliminating all modifiers to range combat and recon due to darkness. So yeah, it would not really affect sniping, so you would have a darkness penalty for if you were
Yeah,
shooting
but I'm
somebody.
also trying to look into the dark, so spot first, then shoot.
Yep. Um. So. But you set up the camp. And because you did it so efficiently, you will be, you're pretty sharp, and you'll be able to, uh, it's like, okay, we have a good vantage point, so this will help me survey. So,
So he gets a. Are you gonna give him a +1 for his hidden camp roll?
uh, oh yeah, I didn't even consider that option. Yeah, if you want to do a hidden, yeah, +1 for hidden camp. Like survival is to set up camp, but I forgot about hidden camp. Um,
So let me just roll. There's no penalties due to the binoculars.
wait, did the binoculars help with that?
Looking and such, yeah.
Well, no, well, I was talking about for hidden camp. Is that what the hidden camp roll is?
Binoculars wouldn't help with the hidden camp.
Yeah, that's what I
I
was.
was doing a recon roll to look
Oh,
for
okay.
the other things. So
Okay.
we're going to do a hidden camp roll now.
Yeah, and you get a +1 because of how well you set up the original camp.
Done.
Copy. So you do set up your camp. Like in addition to setting up fast, you do it very efficiently, and you're able to kind of use the terrain to make it very inconspicuous. Um, and so basically anybody who would be coming through would have a very hard time, especially with it being night, would have a very hard time spotting you. So currently the friggin' you're now on the. Did you set up camp in the evening or at night?
Evening.
Evening.
Okay, so you set up the camp and then are going to. Now, is the recon roll at night?
Yep.
Okay, so you set up camp in the evening and you did your scouting at night. What does everybody else do during
Wait,
the evening?
aren't you injured? Remember, aren't you injured still?
Yeah, but I got volunteered for it, so I'm like, sure.
No. I want to make sure you rest. Every shift you rest, you gain a point back. So you rest. Sammy can scout.
All
Sammy can
right,
be the
Sammy, I'll give
eyes.
you the binoculars and night vision.
Okay. That way you can rest and heal. Sammy's like, no, you sleep. I got this. You did a good job finding good camp.
We both speak Arabic and we don't have to do broken English, right? We don't have to entertain the the
Oh,
new
true.
guy.
True.
Yeah, the new guy or run him over Reynolds. All right, so Farida is going to set up the camp in the evening, sleep during the night. Sammy, I know you're going to scout at night. What are you going to do in the evening?
Evening, I would sleep.
Okay, you're sleeping in the evening. So what's Reynolds going to do?
During the evening, he is going to try to fix the walkie-talkie.
Okay, so that would be a tech roll. And he succeeds. Not that I had any doubts that he would, because it's all he's good at.
And
Technically.
I lose electronic part.
Yep. And then I presume he sleeps at night.
Correct. Yep.
Okay, so that's his. And James, what do you do in the evening and then the night?
Real quick, hey, Ramba, do you want to take the walkie-talkie as the scout?
Sure.
That way you can at least be able to communicate with us when you're out and about.
Yes, and I'm going to communicate every little thing I see.
Well, no, trust me, it comes in handy. But you can have the walkie-talkie.
Yeah, they have pretty
And no
decent
worries,
range,
I'm going to
3
use it.
kilometer, which isn't as much as other communication devices, but still, like if you guys are in the same encounter, like in the same zone, it'll still work.
Yep.
I'm over Reynolds fixes the walkie-talkie. Okay, so James, what do you do? He's muted. Shit. Um, damn it. All right. Well, I guess I'll just say that he sleeps, during the night, and Carp is going to sleep because he is sleepy boy and he took a lot of damage. Um,
Yeah, he can rest and sleep both the evening and the night, so he can gain back too.
and so, and then hold on, I need to just double check that I'm doing this right. Okay. Oh shit, I was doing it wrong. Hold on, is this token synced? Yeah, link active data. Okay, so Carp gets 1 stress back, and he gets that back. Okay, so I think I did that right. So Carp is now, he only has 2 stress, and he's got 3 out of 5 HP back from resting.
Okay.
So the night, let's see. Okay, so the night passes fairly uneventfully. You don't see any any traffic on the road or basically anything. Like you don't even see so much as an animal. Um, but you don't really see anybody else um, on the road.
Okay.
So the night passes pretty uneventfully, and the sun rises. Um, what does everybody do?
Rumba, how are you? Are you healed now?
I'm good. 3 out of 5 and 4 out of 5.
Do you want to rest morning?
I'll rest the
And
morning, and then should be good for the later.
okay, and then Samuel keep watch in the morning then,
Okay.
and Michael repair the flashlight.
Okay. Oh my god.
Alrighty. So, does anybody need a flashlight?
Don't need it, but can carry it. Or it could just sit in the vehicle till
Yep. We'll just leave it in the
empty in
vehicle.
the
If somebody
vehicle.
needs it, we've got a flashlight now. Does the flashlight have batteries?
Yeah, good question. I would say that it wouldn't because they just gave a flashlight that they weren't trying to swindle you or anything. They just they gave you a flashlight that it's like maybe you can make better use of it, but uh they wouldn't have any means to power it because they're like, well, we'll just use the batteries for something that actually does work. Um,
Okay.
if
So
you
we need
have a
batteries now
battery,
for the
yeah, if
flashlight.
you have a battery or you find a battery, the flashlight will work, but um, as it stands, it's pretty much inert.
Okay.
Is there? I guess unless we all need to be kind of ready in case they appear, James could go for a forage during this shift.
I mean, are you able to scrounge out? I can't remember. Are you able to scrounge out in the middle of the desert?
I guess foraging rather than scrounging, so it's looking for I don't know, berries and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
If you don't think it's suitable, happy to not be able to.
Yeah, I
sort
would.
of
I'd say.
limited use for.
Yeah, I'd say. Yeah, admittedly, not to handicap you, but I'm just saying that it's kind of barren where you are. It's just up in the mountains. It's all dry. It's not like Uh, it's not necessarily the best spot to scrounge, to be brutally honest. But anyway, so with it being daytime now, the morning shift, Frida rests, Sammy does recon, uh, Mike uh, was fixing the flashlight, and then I will say Carp decided to rest again.
Yep.
just to recover a little more health. So let's see. Hold on. That's so weird. If is she working right? Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So he's doing much better in terms of because what's weird is that the character sheet in Foundry is like you have to right click to increase health after it's taken damage, but you have to left click to increase the stress or to decrease the stress. Is so backwards. Um, but so Carp rests, Farida rests, um, and if you had any other ideas, uh, James.
Either help with recon or just rest. Not that he needs it currently, but
Okay. Um, so, well, I mean, resting could come in handy if you wind up doing like a night op raid on their stronghold.
that is true. We'll go with rest.
Okay, so we got 3 people resting, 1 person fixing, 1 person scouting, and then well, actually several people resting. Okay, so uh, now I'll say it's currently the afternoon shift, uh, which basically marks 24 hours since you decided to set up camp alongside the road. Do you still stay there, or are you going to keep pushing north to Sharky?
What do you think, guys? Do we want to just go ahead and move forward? This isn't working, or because
I
right
guess
now I just dropped I took away another day's worth of food, so we've got 11 food and 11 water left before we start after hitting what's in our on our characters.
I'm gonna
time
say
would we?
is if we move, we're probably gonna get hit in an attack and all die. So just keep that in mind.
Time would we arrive if we headed off now? I'm
So
guessing it'd be kind of late
off-road
afternoon.
travel, yeah, I would say it would probably by the time you get to Sharky, it would probably be late afternoon, if not early evening.
I guess if we were to scout it from afar, we'd probably want to do so initially at night. Um, to
Because
get
yeah, at night
close.
you would have an advantage because if you're doing like short range recon with NVGs, uh, at most they would have flashlights.
Yeah,
Potentially
potentially
anyway.
we'd be able to sneak in. Like if it's a town, rather than if they're not treating it like a base and they just live there and go out raiding, there might be an opportunity for some people on foot to, just walk in and pretend to be part of there rather than needing the whole truck disguise thing. So we could drive up, make camp out of sight, and then reconnaissance from sort of an on-foot distance. But James is happy either way. We could probably take the hit to stake out another 24
Yeah,
hours if it lets people get fully healed up.
I'm fine with moving up closer and being out of sight, but close enough that we could send a scouting party to walk up and have the vehicles close enough that we can get there quick enough to support them.
All right, so you're moving in on Sharky?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. I will move over the shift over the map. Uh, so hold on, activate that. All right. So you guys, your tokens are kind of in like the bottom left once you load in. I don't know why Carp still has these status effects. We gotta remove those. Why are there 2 Carps? What the hell? All right. Okay, so you're currently by the time you get to like this area, it's evening and the terrain's kind of hilly. Um, so you would probably have to move in a little closer, be it down the road or uphill. So, and I'll also move the 2 armored vehicles onto the map. so we have a
What
represent
date? What time of day is it?
evening.
We could see a lot more hexes, can we?
Probably. Let me just do that then. So hold on. Token. So I'm gonna have to edit all these tokens. So I'll say the dim vision and bright vision goes up by 25%. So, oops. So that's James. You should be able to see a little farther now, right?
Yeah, can
Okay.
see a bit further around.
Okay. So and then Sammy, I just got to do these guys one at a time. Rita, vision. Okay, there's that, and there's that. Okay, so you should have a little more line of sight now, more realistic to the time of day. And then I just need to do carp. Um, okay. So you have a little more vision range, and you know, from your current position, like you're not necessarily close enough to where you can see Sharky, but you can, or like see detail in Sharky, but you can move down the road or off road, like you can move up to like the hills here, and you would have like rock covering and that sort of stuff.
Can you make our vehicles bigger?
Sure. So let's see, BMP. Oh, BMP team not used. Well, we were using the token anyway. What the fuck? Oh, okay, hold on. Okay, so Foundry does not like it when I adjust the token on that one, so I will drag the team BMP onto the thing. There we go, that's much bigger. That's the right token. So delete that token, and then the allied M113 would be, I think, just restore the scale to it's like 3 and 2. Okay, so that's bigger now. So is that where you put the BMP, or are you just gonna
However,
leave it up here?
no, I'm trying to remember
You hover over it, like when you click on it, select it, you hold control and then just scroll.
control. That's I was. That way, I've got the rock.
Yeah,
Can you move the NPC vehicle to that
sure.
to there?
All right, so this is where the allied insurgents are. Um, yeah, same as over there. And we'll assume run them over Reynolds is in the BMP.
Yep, driver.
Yep, so he's driving. Uh, would you want him in the BMP as well?
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's keep him in the and
Okay.
not have him get hurt.
Yeah. Again. Again, how badly he got fucked up last time. Okay, so he's in the BMP. So currently, I'm assuming outside the BMP we have Farida and James.
Yep.
Yep.
So what's your guys' course of action?
I'm thinking probably head over the hills rather than following the road. And James is probably going to let James will let the 14-year-old, lead on the actual scouting since
So
Frida has the
what
scope of the binoculars.
I'll give you the option of, so like in terms of terrain, so the rocks will give you surveillance and a little bit of cover, but no bonuses. But if you're up here, uh, you'll get a bonus to your recon, but you won't have any cover if things go hot. So it's up to you because the terrain is more or less the same. Like you could have a better line of sight, or you could be out in the open. And you could obviously be prone, of course. But then
Is
you have
it
to get.
all leveled?
It is very bumpy, hilly terrain, and there are like a lot of boulders and like stones and whatnot. So it's a mix of open sandy hills and uh like rocks with some trees here and there. So if you want to brace your rifle on a rock, you could do that.
And I just wanted to know is if I can be able to have good line of sight for the rest of it.
Well, I mean, if you're hiding behind the rocks, you can still like see, but like in terms of scouting, you would get a positive you would get a positive modifier to see enemies from the like if you were in one of these like open sand tiles, but they would also get a positive modifier to see you.
Okay.
I think maybe James is leaning towards the rocks, especially the idea of just getting a 14-year-old kid to stand out, or not stand out in the open, but be fully exposed next to him.
That's even worse. Oh my god. Oh man, that was funny. Sorry, but so
Yeah,
phrasing.
James is leaning towards going behind the rocks and then see how it goes from there. I guess it's easier to go from the rocks out into the open than it is to go out of the
Yeah.
open, noticed, back into the rocks.
Yes. All right. So are you going to move here or here or here? You just move your token wherever you would want to go. Okay, you move there. Um, so you do notice there is a gun emplacement here, uh, that does not appear to be manned, and then there's also some like barricades on this other end. So basically, the way it's designed is like if you drive up the road and there was somebody on the gun, they just light you up, and then they blockaded the other part. I mean, you could probably smash through it, but um, they aren't. These people would not be expecting uh heavy enough resistance to where like, oh, they have a Dishka there, they'll just light up like a car that comes through if they don't recognize it, that sort of thing. So you're up here. Um, so if you wouldn't mind, oh, Frida, are you gonna move up there or go a different way?
Give me a moment. I'm just looking up basically what it is because like in heavy rain, you can see up to 20 hexes. So I'm looking to see about what it is when we have regular daylight.
Well, I mean, the reason I have it like the way I have it set up is just like the maps, the scale of the maps, because I'm just kind of new to the scaling of custom maps and just the range of general. Like this is my first GMing bout of T2K, so I'm just trying to kind of handle it the way I've been handling it. Um, but
Now, does this game allow you to put the NPCs on like a GM layer? Do they have a GM layer?
yes,
Yep.
That's what you should drop all your icons onto the GM layer. That way you don't have to worry about vision.
I do. Well, the problem is that there are certain things like line of sight that I kind of imagine like the problem is the program I use for building my maps, they do have a function to where you can make it to where like it automatically draws the walls, but the problem with that is that to put the hex grid on, I need to do that in a different program, and when I import it that way, it won't save the walls. If that makes sense.
Right, but is it really going to make a difference?
I suppose.
Without that, the buildings are still going to be seen, right?
Yeah,
Unless
true.
the wall is 12
Yeah.
foot tall.
Well, if it's already next time for the next session, I'll do
Yep.
that. Um, but it's just like that's just kind of how I've been handling it this time, and I feel like this is not necessarily the moment to suddenly change that. Um, so just for this last,
I just don't want to get like have to move up to like 5 meters to start shooting with the sniper rifle. Like
well, no, I mean you've got vision, like for example where James is, he can see two buildings and a gun turret and some barricades, but uh, so if you want to move up
To give
to
it like, so Sammy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't even see the range of my light machine gun
oh.
because my light machine gun sees 7 hexes.
All right. Well, I will increase the range a little bit more if that makes everybody happy. Um,
It's just because
My
like
autocannon is
modern
20
like
hexes.
combat is like what is it like the M16 and the AK-47 after like the fucking Second World War. They decided, okay, most combat is going to be like at 100 meters or plus,
All right, so I'm gonna
unless it's
increase from
fucking city fighting, and that thing
200 to
gets thrown out
300.
of the window.
So hold on, where is? I can't see Sammy. I'm gonna
Yeah,
move.
the vehicles are like I have a range of 20 with the autocannon and 40 with the rocket and 15 with the grenade launcher with the grenades.
All right. So
Jesus, that just means you're going to make that into an artillery piece.
all right? Does that help?
Yeah, no worries. I just want to make sure we got
Yeah, that's much better. I could at least see the we wouldn't have been this close, to be honest with you.
Well,
We
again,
would
like I
be
said, it's the
way
problem is
closer.
the
Yeah,
limitation
way-
of the map making thing.
yeah, it's the limitation of how the map is scaled in the program I make it in, as well as how it's scaled in Foundry.
yeah.
So
Well, you could
that's
just say the vehicles are off the map,
yeah.
and we need to move to here to engage. I don't have a problem with that. I
Yeah.
just wouldn't want to be this close.
All right.
So basically, we're infiltrating Predator.
Yeah.
All right. Well, either way, so you now have you know, a substantial amount of vision over the over Sharky. So currently, so what I would need from like whoever has now as a group recon roll the lowest recon.
I want to say if it's hiding, it's for lowest. If it's detecting, it's for highest. But
Yeah.
I don't have the rules to hand.
Okay. Well, well, the thing is you're trying to detect, but you are also trying to stay hidden. So I will just check recon right quick because I don't want to make a wrong call. The skills. So hold on. So recon. So you can use recon to. Says make an opposed roll against your adversary's recon. If you win, you avoid being spotted. So let's see what opposed. Opposed recon. Or no, wait, hold on. So. Okay, when you and the other PCs sneak side by side, don't make separate recon rolls. Only the PC with the lowest skill rolls, and the result applies to the whole group. Conversely, when you and the PC scout at the same time, don't make separate recon rolls. Instead, only the PC with the highest skill level rolls. So yeah, you got it right. So first, what we'll do is the one to stay hidden. So that would be if James has the lowest.
He has a B intelligence and then gets a +1 mod for infiltrator and doesn't
Okay.
have recon specifically. So I'm
Okay, so
guessing
you
that
got a B and a D, or you can have just an A. It's your choice.
I feel like just an A. I'll click. I'll take infiltrator and click roll to see what happens.
So I'll give you you have a better chance to get 2 successes with making it A, but if you splat, you're screwed with 1 die. That's the bad part. If you have 2 die, you can always still not splat on a 1, on a single 1. That's the only reason they roll 2 dice.
Yeah, I want to say that technically it's meant to be add the D6 rather than upstep. I'll see what it does in the system. Because probably running one D12 would probably make more sense. But he doesn't actually have any recon, so I'll click roll.
Yes,
And if it
just
goes terribly, we'll.
Yeah, so what you can do is you can, I think, like right click on. Let me just try it out. On like just like your character sheet. So if you right click on, no, you can't apparently.
So when you click on it, it's going to pop up, and then you can add modifiers.
right.
Yeah. So it's popped up, and I've ticked infiltrator. So
Okay.
I'll see what the system rolls.
Oh,
there we go.
Jesus Christ! You guys, where'd they go? So it's like, where'd they go?
You just see cloaking. You hear like a clicking noise.
Well, it is a hot place, so the predator would be here.
Final boss of Road to Wusad. It's not a tank. It's not a gunship. It's a predator. um, so they would have to just do this. You are not spotted. Or at least nobody starts shooting at you. So now the person with the highest recon rolls to see basically the inverse. So I believe that would be Farida.
Do binoculars apply?
Binoculars do apply, though you would have to use either your sniper rifle or your binoculars.
Well, the reason is because we say about the telescopic scope does both.
Yep.
Cool. And the
All right.
Oh, nice.
Let's see if I doubt it, but let's see if these guys, whoever's there would be able to hide from you. Probably not, but. All right. So you do actually see, you don't see anybody by the gun, but you do see two people waiting on a rooftop, kind of lurking. So there's this guy, and then this guy. Like here and here. Are you guys able to see them?
Yep.
Okay. So they do not see you, or they're not, or they either don't see you or they're not reacting to you. But there are two guys there that are. You can see the barrels of AKs kind of sticking up from the from under the sandbag barriers. Um, so you're undetected, but you see them, so it's your call whether you want to get like a free shot on them. Or I think that's how it works. Like if you're undetected, then you can get like a modifier. Let me just double check that right quick. So combat, ambush. Okay, so uh, oh, okay. So when you make an ambush, um, you it's another opposed recon roll. Um, and if you succeed, you automatically get the first initiative card in the first round of combat. So recon modifier. So hold on, how many hexes are you at? You're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so it's just a flat recon roll for you to. Well, it depends on who's going to attack first. Do you want to be Farida or James? Do you want to go?
I think the person with the sniper rifle, who's described repeatedly as a critical hit machine, probably makes more sense for them to go first.
All right, so I just need one more recon roll, please.
Okay.
All right, and then I will see if these, because you've seen two of them out in the open, so that'll be 2 for them, because one guy could potentially see you. So let's see, this dude, one guy got 1 success, and I'll just switch to public roll again, and then this other guy will roll his recon, and neither of them see you. So currently, if you succeed, you can I believe how it works is you get a free shot and then you get, right, Tom?
No, if we initiate combat, we go to an initiative
Right.
roll,
Okay.
and we get to pick the first 4 people that go.
Well, you automatically get first initiative. It says you get first initiative, which I'm assuming means for the first person. So like you get
We get the
automatic.
first 4.
Oh, you get the first 4. Okay. So all right. Yeah. So I guess we will. Um. Like I will roll initiative for you guys, and then add the NPCs to the turn order, um, and then you can attacks. Does that sound good?
Yep.
Alright, I'll
Yep.
just move. So Sammy and okay, and also do you guys want Carp to be part of it or?
Yeah,
Okay, so
because he could pop up and fight from the um.
I'm gonna add Run 'em over Reynolds to the thing as well. So so there's
Because I think
oh
the BMP2 has doors on the back
yeah,
for him they could fight out of.
all right. So I
I know
will.
they have firing ports, but
Okay, I'm gonna get these two insurgents or like these two bad guys into the turn order, and then regardless of what they roll, I'm going to put them in the back. So combat stay for him, combat stay for him. Roll all. Then this initiative goes last. Okay, so how do you guys want to order yourselves?
I'm guessing you want to go first, Rumba,
Sure. I'm
Alright,
gonna do a full sniper aim on one of them, so if you can get the other one busy, that'll be fine.
and then James would be second.
James is second.
Sammy third, and whoever the heavy machine gunner is on the M113.
Oh, right, I gotta add those guys to the turn order as well. So let me just get, so I'll just say for convenience to avoid confusion, I'll say it's Hamid. Like I'll use Hamid to represent the three insurgents. Like they'll basically all go together. Okay, so Hamid, okay, you want him to go after you, Sammy?
Yep.
Okay, so he goes, and then you want Run him over Reynolds or Carp next?
Those they would roll then. They would be
Well, I mean, I
on the
guess it
roll.
doesn't necessarily matter too much because they both go anyway. Like,
Yep.
so okay, so that's the current turn order. So I guess the sniper gets the first shot.
I still have to do a slow aim to
Oh,
basically get the +2.
okay, so the slow aim is your slow action, and then what's your fast?
Basically, I am prone, so I'll just save that fast action.
Okay, so you'll save your fast action. So, oh, wait, I gotta hit begin combat. Okay, so that was your turn. So, James?
Would we all be able to effectively just give Farada the extra turn to set up to take the first shot?
That's how I
Because
usually do it.
if we haven't started actually shooting yet, we could give Farada like a round of being quote unquote in combat, but no one's noticed each other.
Well, I
Especially
mean,
since we know he's going to trigger it. So for us to all just go, we're gonna wait.
uh, okay, if
You
you
know what I'm
guys
saying?
want to, yeah, if you guys, yeah, I'll buy that. If you guys want to, oh wait, okay, so we skip that. Well, technically, it wouldn't. I mean, you get the first initiative, but they could potentially do something. But no, they haven't seen you. Never mind. Okay, so now it's free to start
I
stuff.
guess
You want
I'll drop my bag. Like,
like just stow it behind the rock?
yeah, I guess we can all do like a kind of getting ready. So I'll drop my bag. I don't think there's point in me aiming.
Why are you not leaving your backpack in the vehicle?
Because if he has to
You
make
wouldn't be out
mobility
there.
rolls, it would.
Right, but I'm saying leave your backpack in the vehicle.
I'll mentally remember how I left my backpack in the vehicle, therefore do not need to drop it currently. And does aim get carried over between turns?
Yes. Like you can aim
I
in one
guess
turn and fire in the second.
James will also aim. Presumably, Farada's going to shoot one on the left, and James is going to shoot one on the right. Yeah, and then that'll be it for the turn.
Okay. Is
So we
anybody
get
else
to
going to
the
do anything
kickoff
before
turn.
the actual, before the actual action kicks off?
We're just chilling in the vehicle. We don't know what's gonna happen yet.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let you know.
When
It's
the
gonna
shit
trigger.
starts firing, that's when we will act at that point.
So, do these guys have any helmets? This guy's within cover, yeah?
Yeah, you can see his he's kind of in like low cover, so basically his head is exposed.
Okay, yeah. So I'll do a single shot, cold shot. I have sniper talent +1. That is this within? Yeah, this is definitely within 10. So roll away.
Holy Jesus. Yeah, so the guy's head just like you see like like a puff of red mist and then like a body that just slumps over to the side. Um though now technically because you had the first initiative and you fired shot, then we would potentially have to re-roll it, yes?
No,
Oh,
that's what the 4. It gives a team ambush. We're doing a team ambush, not
okay.
an individual ambush.
Okay. All right.
So that's
My,
why we get the 4. We get the
yeah.
4 spots, and we're now just in combat.
All right, my mistake. Okay,
It doesn't
so
work like D&D where there's a surprise round. They don't have a surprise round in this game.
yeah,
It's you get the 4 um, spots at the beginning, and that's what your ambush is
right.
for.
All right. So then that was Frida's shot. So James, your turn.
I guess it's shooting with the AKM.
Keep in mind though, you have two options here. The first one is uh you like now the thing is so this guy is also behind sandbags and he's in a position where only his head is exposed. Um, so you can either do a regular shot and hope that you hit him in the head because you would have to roll hit location and only a 6 would count. Or
Mm.
you could do a called shot and say, I'm shooting him in the head, but you take a -2 mod to your roll.
Feel like trying to shoot him in the head probably is. Yeah, we'll try. We
Alright,
will try and do a cold shot, shoot him in the head.
alright, so just do like -2 mod. You can also use several ammo dice, so you can basically go like crazy full auto on the guy and increase your chances of either suppressing him or getting a fatal headshot.
I will do that and tell me dad to actually load my
Yeah.
AKM, which obviously I'll insert a magazine to the weapon. Is that going to work now? How do I insert a magazine into the weapon?
You go to, let me open your sheet for a sec. So to insert, you go to the weapon, you hit the pencil icon next to the AKM, you
I see.
click
Okay, yeah.
magazine, and then you select 7.62 by 39.
Yeah.
And then that's what magazine you have loaded.
And it'll track your ammo for you in this one. That's what's nice about it.
Excellent. Okay, so try again.
Mm-hmm.
And fab. So I'll go for the 4 rate of fire. I'm doing a cold shot, so that's a -2 modifier.
Yep.
But then I'm aiming, so
And
that
also, hold on, I just
is.
need to, before you roll, I just need to, because I completely forgot about this, I do need to check the range combat modifiers, because there might be, okay, um, so the target, so the call shot is -2, and yeah, that's basically it. It's just a -2 roll. But if you have any talents like rifleman or anything like that, that could potentially give you a boost.
I don't think I do. Do I get what do I get from aiming? Or is aim? Sorry, aiming doesn't give you negatives. Is that how it
Yeah,
works?
well, aim is so okay.
Yeah.
So if you fire like if you fire without aiming, that's a -2. But if you aim, that cancels out the -2. But because you're doing a called shot, that's a -2. So
That's net still -2.
yeah, it's
Cool.
still
Yeah. So
-2. You can also, if you're concerned about ammo for some reason, just as a side note, you can choose to fire a single shot, at which point you don't roll any ammo dice and it can just takes one bullet. But you can also like because you can either make it to where additional successes suppress the enemy or they manage to like
if it hits, it's like more damage, right?
yes, it's either more
Cool.
damage or it suppresses them.
Yeah. So we'll go rate of fire 4, -2 mod for cold shot.
Yep.
And
Okay, so and you can push that base dice.
I think I will.
Oh well, at least it's suppressed.
Yeah, so he has to now make a coolness and a fire roll. So there's this barrage of gunfire hitting the sandbags around him, and then he's going to he does not have unimorale, so he's gonna make a coolness and a fire, and he actually succeeds. So he resists, so like he's strong-willed enough to resist the fucking volley of AK bullets, and also speaking of, you used 21 out of the 30 in your magazine.
That I did.
Yeah, but you've got 4 mags uh, total, um, so you may need to conserve your ammo for your next shot unless you reload. Okay, so now, so you've gone, and now it's for Sammy, Hamid, Runamower, Reynolds, and Carp. So we'll start with Sammy. Sammy.
Sorry, I'm talking to myself because my mom decided to feed the dog,
Oh,
and I figured you guys didn't want to hear the barking.
I appreciate that.
Did you want a recon roll from me?
For
From
what
being way
purpose?
back where I'm at.
Um, yeah, well, yeah, because where you at your distance, because if we're saying like the BMP was off the grid, um, you would potentially have to spot them first, which, but now they would have to roll their recon to stay hidden from you, because just because Frida and James see them doesn't necessarily mean like, well, they potentially hide from you. That's what I'm trying to say.
It depends. You could use the roll you rolled before, which was one success for
Well,
them, or you can re-roll whatever you wanted to do.
alright, so this guy on the right does not stay hidden from you. You can see him, and then this guy on the left is also revealed. So you have spotted both of the 2 active enemies.
And they're both still up.
Yes. Well, no, the guy on the left, yeah, because I completely forgot about him. He just took a fucking 7.62 round at the skull, so he is actually dead. But the guy on the right that James fired at, he was getting shot at, and he just kind of, shrugged off the rounds that were coming his way. So he hasn't taken any damage and he's not suppressed, but he does now know that you guys are there. And quite honestly, if there's anybody else, they would know as well.
All right, go ahead. I am doing Overwatch on that square.
All right. So if he acts, he's going to get shot at.
Yep. And I yelled down to um, Mike and said, "We're head to the east of the corner building."
So to this hex.
We're keeping our distance. We're not. We're moving this way.
Okay. So
Uh,
like,
Let's see. We move 7, right?
uh,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. Right there is 7.
okay. So that's where you'd like to go.
Yep.
All right. So I'll move the BMP and then I'll move all the people in the BMP. Um. So you guys are all there. Um. And during this point, you would also notice there is what looks to be like a harbor here, north of you.
Okay.
Um, so that would be you did Overwatch, and that was your turn, and then you had, uh, well, I mean,
Mike, move
technically, yeah,
us.
technically, well, we'll say that was Mike's turn, but first with Hamid, we'll say that he and his guys would, drive up to on the left to get like an elevated firing position on the like up into the hills to fire on the anybody else who comes out. All right, so that's Sammy. That's Hamid and his ally, like his men. Run him over Reynolds. Carp will basically just I don't know what Carp's like range combat is, or as heavy weapons. Oh god, he's not good with heavy weapons, so he's not going to fire the big gun. Who's in the commanding spot?
Sammy, sorry.
Okay.
I had the vehicle just selected. The vehicle's on the commanding spot.
Yeah, the vehicle is sentient. I'm in command now. So that would be so Carp basically does not act. So now this insurgent is dead, and now this guy uh is going to somewhat redundantly uh shout out, "We're under attack! Help!" Um, and so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, you're going to have some company joining you. Uh, let's see. So add some folks to the turn order. Add to the turn order. Oh wait, hold on. I think this would be easier. Add to the turn order. I just have to select these fucking people like one at a time. All right. Okay, and so I will roll. Uh, oh wait, it's just I can do this. Apologies for the delay here. It's just like I have characters who are spread out. Oh, hold on, wait, they're not. Oh, that's easier. Okay. There and there. Okay. Um, so because they just joined the turn order, we are going to just basically start like, or actually no, I have to roll the new, like roll all. Wait, what? Uh, okay, I guess, keep the same order? No, hold on. I'm sorry about this, guys. Does anybody know if there's a way to re-roll the whole initiative?
I don't know.
Oh,
I
okay.
definitely do not know.
Okay. Um, so if I hit reset,
Just keep it.
oh, I figured it out. All right,
Okay.
there we go. I just wanted to basically not like stack everybody. I just wanted to have, all these characters, good to go. And then reveal him. Okay. So we're good to go. So now it is action time. So
But we would still be the top 4.
no, you already acted. You get the first initiative slot to the ambush, not for the whole encounter.
Yeah, for the whole encounter. That's the advantage for the ambush. For having the team ambush, we're assigned that number. We don't lose the number. We get 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Oh,
So
interesting.
they can never get above us
Oh, well, I kind of
during
wish I'd heard that
an ambush.
before. Okay.
So yeah, you could set us as 1, 2, 3, and 4 as
Yeah.
in the numbers if you wanted to. That way we never get.
All right. So I'm sorry about that. I didn't realize that.
It's okay.
Okay, hold on. Where the hell is Sammy? Okay, here he is. So there's Sammy. Hamid is. Oops. There's Hamid. Run him over Reynolds. Oh, whoa. Uh, Reynolds and Carp, because I genuinely did not know about that and regarding the ambush thing. Okay. So we are now at the hold on. I'll just cycle it back up to Frida. Okay, so Frida, it is your turn. So currently, these guys that are revealed are not technically in line of sight. Only the guy on the rooftop is.
Okay, cold shot. Aim. So
Is it a fast
no
aim?
snap back, and it's just a -2.
All right.
And time to roll.
Yikes. Yeah, another one bites the dust. Um, so this guy is dead. Okay, James, so far all the, like, both targets that have been identified have been neutralized, but you did hear the one guy shout out that, they're under attack and that they need backup. So it's heavily implied to you that there are more of these guys lurking around.
Yes. Since James can't see any of them currently, he's going to go for a reload and I guess see if he passes doing it as a fast action. Is Overwatch fast or slow? Sorry.
Overwatch is fast. But with the way Overwatch works, in this case, like with this game, is that you need to identify a target hex of where you want to overwatch, because you can't like say like, oh, I'm overwatching a 180-degree cone. You have to basically say, okay, I'm watching this area, like, say, make sure nobody comes out of like this door, make sure nobody gets on the gun, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I was like, James going to Overwatch and Overwatch on the gun.
Okay. And keep in mind, you do only get one Overwatch shot, so you can't just keep blasting away at every single person who comes into sight.
Yeah, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so we'll Overwatch anyone coming to the gun and then save the slow action for actually shooting if anyone does that.
Oh, I thought you said you were saving the slow action to reload.
No, I won't reload. Instead of
Okay.
reloading, I'll
All right.
Overwatch. I
So
forgot
okay.
Overwatch was a thing, but yeah, we'll
Okay.
do that.
Yeah. Sure. Okay, so that's your turn. You're basically going to do some Overwatch, with fast and then slow action to shoot. Okay, so it's Sammy's turn. Tom, you there? Uh,
Sorry, I had to mute my mic.
all good.
Um, Sammy is going to switch with Reynolds
Okay, so
because
Sammy.
there's nothing in line of sight.
Oh, all right. Well, don't you have to be at the start of a round to do that?
Nope, it's done on the character's turn. Could
Okay.
switch with somebody.
All right. So Mike is now third, and Sammy is fifth in this case.
Uh, is is this a wall
Is
or
what,
is
a
that
wall?
just a dock
Oh,
up here?
that's not a wall so much as a chain link fence. So like that's a chain link fence, but you can see through it to an extent and see that like it's like a port.
Alrighty, so 6. So we're going to there.
You're gonna drive up. Mike's gonna drive you there.
Yep.
Okay. So hold on. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to get to this one or the wall.
We're through the chain link fence into the square.
Okay. So you're gonna go through here. Okay. So that's up there, and you guys move here. And just moving them to the adjacent tile so you can see. So yeah, you do see into the port a little bit. There are no ships docked at the port. You do see what looks to be a cargo warehouse up here. Um, there are a few like shipping crates, kind of here and there, um, at the dock, but there are no ships at this one. So is that Mike's turn?
Yeah, that's Mike's turn.
Okay. So, all right, Hamid is going to, uh, I guess, go on Overwatch, and he's going to basically do the same thing that Actually, no. What he's going to do is he's going to. No, yeah, never mind. He will. So I'm going to just do. Can I do text to? Hold on. How the fuck do I move that? So yeah, I'm just writing Overwatch just so I know that people are overwatching there. You got two guys there. So that's Hamid's turn. Now it's Sammy's turn.
Alrighty. I'm overwatching here.
At the warehouse? Okay. So you're Overwatch, and then I'll write another Overwatch note. Just Overwatch. Alright, so here's that. Carp, since there's really nothing for him to do, he's just gonna, skip. Because there's nobody to heal or anything like that. Okay, now we go to the insurgents. So, first you see out of oh wait, wrong selection tool. A guy comes out of this building, and because there's a barricade here, let me just check the range of his weapon. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, he would, like I don't think you'd have enough range. Or no, he could technically can't you hit somebody outside your range, but you take a penalty for it.
Yeah, that's why the ranges we were saying we need bigger ranges because we could
Copy.
fire
Yeah.
like
So this guy is going to be, I think,
30
to
hexes.
like medium range or whatever it is -1.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
medium.
each increment is another one.
So let's say he's going to, and you see him coming out. He has an RPK. And oh wait, so is it, first of all, is it fucking loaded? Yes, it is. And is going to quick aim, but he's still going to be at a -1. And then, hold on, wait, add a hit. Oh, rate of fire, there it is. Okay, so James, you have armor, yes?
I do have a flak jacket on, yeah.
Okay, you have a flak jacket, so you take one of the you take only 1 point of damage rather than 2. But you do have to make a coolness under fire because the guy can suppress you with that success or that ammo suppression. So coolness or fire, unit morale does apply. So basically, to roll your unit morale, you just click unit morale instead of coolness or fire.
So am I clicking cuff? I mean, they're both D8. So
Well, no. What you do is because if you just click coolness or fire, it only rolls your coolness or fire as far as I know. But if you roll unit morale, it rolls both.
oh, I see. Okay.
Okay, you succeed. So the bullets, so they do hit you, but your balls of British steel, as they say in Dog Soldiers. Um, so it doesn't. You do take damage from it, but it's not enough to make you lose your cool. Okay. So, and I'm also going to add a note that this guy has an RPK. RPK. So I also need to update on the token. Right. So the RPK gunner has gone. Next is this one guy who's going to run out here, but um, 2 people. I believe it was James who had Overwatch here, and I just realized I typoed Overwatch. Oops.
Yes, it's me with Overwatch
Yeah, and I think
over there.
yeah, you Hamid also has Overwatch there, but because you called it first, you get the first shot.
Get ready to be disappointed, guys. So, AKM attack.
And you can do like a shorter burst by rolling like say a 1 or 2 ammo dice instead of all 4.
I think with only 9 bullets, I may as well go for all 4 because I guess if I roll ammo dice numbers, it just accepts that that's going to be the whole mag out.
Yeah, well, the way it works though is that you can't go over your mag capacity, so you basically have to subtract like numbers from the ammo dice until you have like the minimum capacity. So basically, like if you got uh like a 4, a 4, and then another 4, for example, then you would have to subtract, and you only had 9 bullets, and you would have to subtract one of the 4s, because that would be 12 total, and you only have 9 bullets, so you would have to subtract until you have enough. So you can do that, but just be advised that it might not necessarily work in your favor.
Sure, I'll go for 2 then.
Okay.
Do I have any modifiers on this? Is that sandbags, a barricade, or?
So the guy is a moving target because he's like charging out of the building. So let me just check those modifiers. So he's a moving target, which is -1. And that's really it.
Great, -1 modifier, rate of fire 2. See what happens.
Uh-oh. Now I don't think you suffer any consequences because you didn't get that when you pushed.
Yeah.
You could push the D6 if you want.
I think James can just be useless. He's very excited. He hasn't sort of done any kind of major combat, to be honest, while out here. So we'll just go with that.
Okay, so he uses 4 bullets and he's just firing in like a sweeping arc, not really hitting anything. But Hamid has Overwatch, so he's going to use it. So let's see. I should probably add the fucking Browning to his sheet, because I didn't really factor that in. So let me just do that.
He's on the heavy machine. He's on the 50 cal, isn't he?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I need to add it to his
okay.
to his sheet. So let me just do that. So
Sorry, you called it a Browning. I don't ever
well,
call it that.
M2
I
heavy,
call it my
M2
50
Browning.
cal, my baby,
Yeah.
my love of my life.
Oh wow. Right,
You don't know what I'm gonna have Mike do. Mike, I'm getting rid of that grenade launcher and putting the 50 cal up there.
well, you might as well use all the grenades first. Alright, so this guy's gonna just go firing. Moving target would be -1, which again I think that's it for him. So he's just gonna fire and does not hit him, so he can't blow his brains out. But the insurgent does have to make a coolness under fire. And he somehow succeeds as there are giant BMG rounds flying around him. What the fuck? Oh my
The
god.
dude's still up.
Yeah, he's still alive. He didn't take any damage because whatchamacallit, James completely missed him and Hamid missed him. I mean, the rounds got close to him, but he was like, "Oh, that's nothing," and he just like ignored the incoming fire. So he's perfectly fine. Next is another guy who comes out of the same building, so he's going to move as one action, and then he's going to man the Dishka.
Wait, he hit with the 50 cal, didn't he? It's an H.
He didn't actually succeed on his roll.
Oh, I thought the H was a hit.
No, his head. That's the hit location.
Oh, he only rolled with 1 die.
Yeah,
okay.
he only rolled
Sorry.
his range cut. No, it's fine. He rolled his his I guess that would be his agility. But like he suppressed him because he was going full auto with the BMG, but he didn't actually hit the guy. He just hit around him. It was enough to suppress the guy or potentially suppress him, but he didn't actually succeed. So this one guy mans the turret. And that's basically it for him. So next, another guy comes out of this building over to here. And with combat being, keep in mind that with turns it's basically like a couple of seconds in each round. So he's coming out, he's seeing his friend shooting at James, and he's going to attempt to do the same, but because he moved, he can't fast aim, so he's basically at a -2. So let's roll for him. And James, I'm not picking on you. I'm just saying that you're the only one in range.
That's okay. He's ready for, for what's about to happen. And it was an awkward conversation if he's dead, of how he managed to waste so many bullets and accomplish so little.
All right. So let's see. AK.
Are you prone or are you still up?
He was standing.
Oh, okay.
All right. So this guy with an AK is going to have a -2 though. Just gonna do this. He did he could potentially suppress. So roll your unit morale again. And you succeed. So basically, this time you didn't take any damage, and you weren't suppressed. So nicely done. Next, this other guy comes around the corner carrying a rocket launcher, and he's going to fire it at the M113. And so let me just do something real quick, so I just need to check. Are there modifier? I'm pretty sure they're probably range modifiers for shooting at tanks. Yeah, large target.
Large.
No, it's considered.
Well, as I just see range fire modifiers, there's large target, which would definitely be a tank.
No,
And
but the gun is designed to target. I think don't they count as that?
I will double check that. So for
It would be a modifier if you want to shoot at a person.
oh yeah, you're right. Heavy weapons are generally used against large targets, such as a vehicle or entire hex. You get no bonus for firing at large targets. Instead, you suffer a -2 if you fire a weapon at an individual.
Yeah, it's the
Okay.
opposite for the.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, unlucky him. So he's just going to, just
But since he moved, he didn't aim, so he's a -2 to hit him.
rip. So -2. Oh no, I can't do range of fire. Or yes, I can for some reason. Oh, he hit. So that's
Can I? You didn't hit.
yes, I did.
That's what I thought. No. You have to aim, or you cannot fire.
Wait, really?
Yeah, page 71. The last sentence under aiming, a heavy weapon must be aimed before it can be fired. Quick shots are not possible.
Okay. So in that case, well, I mean, I didn't know that, so I guess the guy is going to, instead of shooting, is going to take cover. Like, it's basically going to go prone. Or not necessarily prone, but just sort of seek cover. So that was his turn. He walks outside and he, dives to cover behind some sandbags, and that's his turn. So the next guy, basically runs, so technically the same hex. So he runs here. He's going to do a mobility roll to try to get a little farther. And doesn't succeed, but he has another fast action, so he can still move anyway. So, doop, and boop. So he's out of sight currently for everybody on the southern front. Next is a dead guy, so he's not going. Next is another guy who basically, steps out and basically is going to, I guess, yeah, just take aim at James, but not actually fire at him. And this guy's dead. Okay, now we're back to the players.
All right. Who do I say?
You currently see the three guys clustered around the machine gun, and then you would also see the three guys that came out at the barricade.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot the guy on the machine gun. Aim and fire.
Well, technically, he has none of them. Or actually, no, correction. One of them did man the Dishka, but he didn't fire it.
Yeah, well, that's still dangerous. So, and I don't see a guy with the rocket launcher because he's headed right.
Well, you actually would see him, but it would have to be a called shot in order to hit him in the head.
Sure, I'll do that. Yeah, he's deleted.
He's deleted.
Oh my god. Well, actually, yeah, and that was a called shot to the head.
Yep, that's why I did a -2.
All right. So, rip. And so that guy is down for the count. Next is James.
All right,
He's-
James, you familiar is if you go with more ammo dice when you're shooting at it down a hex, those people are going to get suppressed. So that's actually good.
Okay, I have
Don't you need a
5
reload?
I have 5 left. Apparently,
What?
from
You
your
just-
tracker.
Uh-huh.
Here's what you want to do. Reload and hope for a success on your skill to make it into a fast reload. Then just unload and take the -2 because you're going for suppression.
Yes, I think that is the tactic. Apologies, you hear a weird droning sound. It is some pipes that are not near me, but it is very loud. So
it's fine. We're just trying to make sure you don't get focused fire because holy shit.
And I would definitely drop prone to give
Yeah,
your give
dropping.
him a -1 to
I would assume we both are prone because it's a free action to do that. Like Jesus.
You just haven't said that you did it.
Yeah, I will clarify now. Look, British officers, okay, if you're not showing your confidence in your men and standing openly out, how are they going to perform?
You're not a World War I British officer. You do realize that. Right?
It's too late for that kind of thinking here. So, reloading is
Reloading
withdrawal,
is a slow
sorry.
action. You make range combat.
And if I pass, it becomes a fast action.
Potentially. I mean, well, I just
Yeah.
need to double check. Because that's kind of a new concept to me. Let's see. Range. So.
I'm pretty sure that's the rule.
He's doing an active reload, guys. He needs to hit R at the right moment.
Because that's the reason why you make the roll.
Reloading is a fast action of successful range combat roll. Otherwise, it's slow action from page 66.
Oh, okay then.
So, we're gonna push it. Oh god!
Oh!
He took his gun. He's like, all these fucking young people suing me. Come on, no.
He accidentally he basically like damages his finger because he was trying to like slam the magazine in, but he slams it on his finger. So that's what
I can see the 17-year-old girl over there with the sniper rifle, all calm and collect, and just out of the corner of her eye, just sees this British soldier like fumbling with his rifle, pissing his pants.
We got the BBC. We watch enough British comedies to know that James is indicative of the rest of the country.
It's awesome.
Okay, so you're like stressing it is like, oh, I didn't join the army for that. You're trying to reload your gun, clicking. Why is it not clicking? Slams the magazine, damages your finger. So yeah, you took a point of damage from that. You do reload your gun after you figure out it's like, oh, I have to put the magazine in before I try to slam it in. So you do reload, but it is a slow action.
Farida can hear just a fucking Russian engineer. Bloody hell! So with a fast action left, I mean, I guess I'm going prone. So the rock's in front of me. Can I get full cover if I go prone behind them?
But if you're in full cover, you wouldn't miss.
Do you look like David Mitchell?
In the real world, or just James? Probably,
Just no. Your character James Brooks. Does he look like David Mitchell? Because
he
that would
can
explain
now.
the comedy moments.
We'll go with yes. We'll go with yes. It's David Mitchell got drafted, and it's gone poorly for him.
That is a great one sentence for a character. It's David Mitchell gets drafted.
Oh, okay. So James, yeah, you can drop. Going prone behind the rocks is a free action, and it will give you full cover. But
Yeah,
that will.
and then in terms of what to do with my fast, I don't actually know if there is anything that's doable / would be worthwhile to do. I assume it would take more than a fast action to try and stop the profuse bleeding I've got going from my hand and wherever I got shot earlier on. So
All right.
I'll use the free action for swearing profusely if there's nothing particular that would be of value.
Oh, nice. All right, so that's your turn.
Yeah,
right.
depressingly yes.
All right, run him over, Reynolds. Run him over.
Oh yes, you knew it. You hear from the driver's side, "Hang on, Carp, left side." Because he's telling Carp to get to the left side because there's somebody over there. And he's just going to take him right through the barricade.
Because I can't see the whole map, I just saw this BMP like its little nose appear at the top of a road and then just fly down.
And you hear the engine of the BMP just rev up at full speed. He's like down the street at him. All right, come on. I need a good roll here. Good roll.
I'm gonna give you a +1 because that's the funniest thing I've ever seen.
I'll take the +1. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Red Savage, baby.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's another good one. Macho Man at War.
2 successes. They can make their dodge rolls.
Oh god damn it. Okay, what is that mobility?
Yeah.
Okay, so the first guy he
Oh,
fails.
he's getting ran over.
Oh man, okay, mobility for the second guy. He fucking dodges like he just jumps out.
No, he doesn't. I have
What do you
2
mean he doesn't?
successes.
Oh,
No,
thought-
I have 2 successes, so I still beat him. He just reduces my damage.
oh, okay, okay. Oh my god, I was
So
crying
the
because
first
that
guy-
was hilarious.
So the first guy is taking 6 points of damage to his 2, which is torso, I think, right?
Yeah, you want me to roll the crits to see what it would be?
No, I pretty much hit him in the chest and spear him through the barrier.
Oh my god.
So
No,
when I break through the barrier, he's got a big old log through his chest.
I was
and
imagining
the other guy,
first. Oh, sorry.
And then the other guy, he's going to take 5, and he gets hit. Chest also, so they get crushed between the barriers.
Well, actually,
you can roll for that one.
Well, technically, they do have torso armor.
Oh, it don't matter. I crit on a 3.
Oh, okay.
So they both are getting crit.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah, they're both done for.
Oh my god. Oh my god, that was funny.
All right, James, you got your wish.
This is what I signed up for. Quite literally, it's like the thing I've advertised. I'm like, oh, I'm trying out 12,000. Like, oh yeah, cool. Joining campaign. But someone keeps driving soldiers over. Like, oh, hope it doesn't happen to you.
Why waste bullets? You gotta. That's the way I look at it.
Oh my god.
All right, so run him over. Mike is done.
Oh, okay, now it's Hamid's turn. Hamid, so having seen this guy go to the back, he's going to overwatch this tile. And that's his turn. So it's Sammy's turn. And I'll move Sammy back over to the BMP.
Alrighty. Sammy's got the guy on the left, so he'll just unload with the PKM from the commander's spot. And why not? Because it's Sammy.
What, you're gonna go like full auto?
I'll just do 3 bullets instead of 4. Oh no, I could do 5. Nah, we'll just do 3. It's not
Go
like this
all
dude.
out.
He doesn't have an RPG or nothing. He's got just a assault rifle, right?
Who?
This guy here.
This guy has an RPK. The one you pinned
I
has an
don't.
RPK.
Okay, then we'll just make sure that our British soldier doesn't get hurt. Modifiers. Let's see. I moved. We're moving, so that's -2. And +1 for being a machine gunner. Any other mods that I'm forgetting?
Let me check. Is there a rule for like shooting like infantry targets?
No, it's a heavy machine gun.
Let me look at ranged combat. Okay, ranged combat. So, at short range, you're fine. You're moving, or you're firing from a moving vehicle, -2, as you said. Yeah, it's just the -2 from the firing from a moving vehicle.
Yep, so -1 total with the machine gun.
Are you gonna do? Oh, never mind. How much damage is that?
That would be 3 damage, 4 damage total to
Okay,
the arms.
and that crits at 3.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Crits at 4. Crits at 4.
Oh, crits at 4, and you did 4 damage. Well, he's dead. Duck off. So he just blasts off his arm, and he just drops, and he's gonna bleed out and die. So, so let's see stats effects. Diagnose him with dead. So Carp is going to now. Carp is not proficient with ranged weapons, or at least heavy weapons. So Carp just stays in the BMP. The insurgent with the RPK is dead. This guy was, I believe, the guy who manned the Dishka. So he's going to man the Dishka and turn it towards Hamid. So let's see if... of course I didn't fucking have the Dishka do his thing. Alright, Dishka.
Are they still standing still?
Who?
Our NPC guys over there?
Yeah, they had like an Overwatch position on. They're trying to hit the like a tile to the west.
Okay.
So, but in doing so, they're kind of an exposed target. So he's gonna fire.
That's why we're not stopping.
Not when you have Run-em-over Reynolds at the wheel.
No.
All right,
And I'm
so
going to tell Mike to talk to their driver and say, learn how to drive over people.
let me just check the range combat modifiers again. So, firing at, and I don't think there are any modifiers, in this case. Not that I can think of, so just roll. And he misses.
He misses bad. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, well, he's panicked because there's like sniper fire and like he heard a bunch of people scream in pain and then squishing noises, crashing of a barricade. He doesn't know what the hell's going on, so he's just trying to quickly shoot. And he's like shaking all around, like firing the machine gun wildly. So that's the justification for his erratic behavior. So this guy is going to move 2, and then is going to make a mobility roll to roll another 2, and he succeeds. That's a first. So he makes it here, and even says he attacks Farida odds as he attacks James.
No, he
D6.
moved twice.
No,
He's-
he did a mobility roll to move an extra 2
oh,
actions.
sorry, I missed that.
Yeah, that's what the mobility
I
was.
was like, wait a minute, he moved twice.
All right, so that would be that's a fucking 0. Let me try that again because I need an actual number. Okay,
That
2.
was a 1.
Oh, it was 1. Okay, so then he fires at James, but James is prone and not in the same hex. So that might help him. Target prone, not in the same hex. Yeah, it's -1 for him. He's going to have -3 total because of moving. So he's going to get his gun, -3. Okay, so he's just like spraying and praying. He doesn't do any damage, but he might suppress you. So roll your unimorale. Oh, you're suppressed. So I'm going to. Where's the icon? Because they actually have icons for suppression. Yep, suppressed. Okay, so you're pinned down. This time it finally got to you. You're like, I wasn't expecting you to flank me. Like that sort of reaction. We'll just do that in a British accent. But so you're pinned. That was his turn. This guy's dead. This guy's dead. This guy is alive. So he, not knowing about the ambush, he turns the corner here, and now Hamid is going to fire again because he had Overwatch on that hex. Okay. Hamid, or this insurgent, is going to have to roll his coolness or fire. Oh my god, he succeeds! Hamid is just not that threatening. Next insurgent is dead, 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 Farida.
I'm gonna have to say James, so I'll turn and shoot.
Alright. I think, do you get any negative modifiers from being prone, especially if there's a guy right there?
No, not unless you're in the same square.
Okay, are you going to...
Is he wearing armor?
He's wearing torso armor.
Okay, headshot. So he's gone.
He's gone.
Well, wait, did you do... well, did you fast aim with a fast action?
Yeah.
Okay, you fast aim. That was called shot -2. Yeah.
I have sniper talent, which is a +1.
Okay, so yeah, he's still firing at James. All of a sudden, the gunfire stops, and you hear of a body just falling over. So he's dead. That was your turn, James. You currently wait out the round because you were suppressed, but on the next round, you're good to go. Run him over, Reynolds. You just destroyed the barricade and squished 2 people, and Sammy just destroyed the guy with the RPK. So as it stands, there's actually only 2 people alive. And keep in mind, it's only been several seconds.
Yep. Can we fit through here?
Yes.
All right. So you hear. Well, I'm sorry, we don't have wheels, we have tracks. So you hear as it grinds into the street and wheels the thing around. And drives on through here.
Yeah, I don't
And
imagine
you hear
the guy.
Mike, damn it! I can't run him over because I don't want to run over the machine gun.
Yeah, I would imagine the guy like slowly turns before, and like all of a sudden there's a tank behind. Oh god.
Stealth tank. He doesn't notice it until he sees it.
All right. Hamid is going to fucking fire again. He's going to target the guy from before. And is going to just fire at the guy who ran out. And he fucking misses. So that's Hamid's turn in a matter of seconds. Sammy.
Alrighty, Sammy will unload on the guy shooting the machine gun. And we need to make sure he's down, and same modifier, just a -1.
Yes.
Nothing different.
Oh. Armed, so he doesn't have any armor. That was. Are you going to suppress him, or are you going to do extra damage?
Extra damage.
Okay, he's dead. And all right, I gotta mark him as dead. So he's dead. Carp, same order of business. Skip, dead, 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 alive. So this guy is going to just like, so he's gonna move 2 hexes, and then is going to make a mobility roll to try to move further. So
Oh,
mobility.
Mike is getting happy. Mike is getting happy. You came into his view, baby. You're lined up, baby. Come on.
No, that's like Mike's prey instinct, like a dog seeing a squirrel.
Hey, you can run, but you can't hide.
Okay, so he succeeds.
He sees Mike and says, "I gotta get out of here."
No, hold on, no, hold on, just give me a second. I got a fucking video clip, like a reaction clip of what happens when the guy sees Mike. So let's see. He basically he sees Mike, and this is what makes him succeed his mobility roll. Yeah, he just is like casually walking, sees Mike, starts running for his life. Alright, so but this guy makes it here, and it's probably thinking, if I make it to the rocks, he can't run me over.
No, but now you're getting so our sniper could kill you.
Yeah, well, it's like, well, yeah, he took the easy way out. Okay, so he makes it here, but with his line of sight, like, where's the ruler tool? He would basically see Frida, like, right here. So he's going to take a pot shot at her. Were you still prone, or did you get up to shoot the guy?
No, I was still prone. How many hexes did he move?
He was here. Hold on, let me just select this. Okay, so he was here. He moved 2 with his free move, or with his fast action, but he rolled mobility to get here.
Is it one
Right,
hit
but
for
he
one
only
square?
No?
you
You
only
can-
had 1 success,
Oh, okay. Then
so you get only 1 square.
all right, never mind. Then he's right here. So I'm sorry. I thought it was like 1 makes a double. But he's right here, and he sees Hamid just on the
Well,
guns.
when you get like 2 10s and then get like, you know, 2
Yeah,
pluses,
yeah, fair enough.
you basically get like, yeah, double.
So he sees Hamid, and then let me just check what the modifiers would be to get him. It would obviously be -2 because he moved, but okay, so just -2. He's gonna fire at Hamid, and he's gonna make it a called shot to the head. He's gonna try to aim for the head, so it's probably gonna be even worse for him. So attack -4. Wow, he does hit. Well, he would have hit him in that anyway, but he completely misses. So he's firing, fails miserably. Dead, dead, dead. Frida.
Okay. Same as before.
Well, keep in mind that from your current position, like your line of sight, you're behind these rocks, and the guy's like here. Now you could move in the same hex and like turn around here, like crawl over here and shoot him.
Would that take an action?
No, it's in the same hex.
No, I'll do that, and I'll
Alright.
shoot.
All right. Fast action to aim.
Yep.
All right. Fast
Old
action. To
shot, so -1 overall.
Yep. And he's dead. Okay, so yeah, as soon as all the gunfire and like anguish screams of people getting crushed, and all the gunfire and everything else, all that dies down. James eventually, like once he realizes that all the gunfire stopped, he like opens his eyes and then slowly rises to his feet. His knees are shaking. And everybody else is good to go.
Wait. James, you look over and there's 2 bodies stuck into the barrier.
Farida maybe hears just a muttered, "Bloody Yanks," and begins hobbling over.
What I was imagining originally, I wanted to mention before, is like if Mike didn't necessarily run through the barrier, he rammed them so hard that they went flying back and impaled themselves.
No, that's what I did because the
that's what you.
barrier was in the hex
Oh,
farther, so
so
I thought
you,
the barrier was in that hex, but I
yes,
didn't have to go through the barrier because
yeah. So you
I
basically
didn't
just
move into the
ram them and
barrier
they go
hex.
flying back and get impaled.
They get impaled into the fence.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. Okay, but yeah, so you managed to drop all of the insurgents. There don't appear to be any more like rushing out or shooting at you or anything else. So, what do you do now?
The thing to do seems to be to methodically kind of clear the whole compound.
All right, you're going to search the town?
Yep.
Okay. So with the amount of people you have, factoring the NPCs and the fact that it's pretty small, you're able to search it pretty quickly. You find, that there isn't necessarily a ton of supplies there. I would say probably like, like a few things of, rations on each of the guys. All after the session, I'll do like a tally up of how much shit they have. But in the meantime, so if you want to do like a scrounging roll to see if you can find any goodies, you can do so. If anybody would like to.
Sure. What are the modifiers?
Sure, let me just check. So let's see. Player manual, ground or travel. Let's see. I always get confused. Where's scrounging? I'm just looking in the foundry. Scrounging. Okay. Roll for survival. Modify for the terrain type. See the table at the top. Where is the table at the top? So for scrounging for ruins, you actually get a +2. I mean, there's technically no city, but ruins is the closest thing. So you get a +2 to your scrounging roll.
Can multiple people scrounge? Can James also scrounge in hopes of succeeding in a roll?
I think. Let me see. Scrounging. I'll double check. You might be able to. Fuck. Where the hell is scrounging? I just had it. Only one character can roll for scrounging in the same hex during the same shift, but others can help the roll.
So we could add 2 people to that and let them
Yeah.
roll 2d12s. Okay.
Sure. Yeah, I'll give you this one. Like you guys can like each person if you want to scrounge, because yeah, go for it. So James, if you'd like to roll, and then Sam, if you want to roll, go for it. But Farida, so you have 2 successes. So hold on, let me pull up those rules again. Scrounging table now. Does 1 success equal 1 roll or 1 item?
Yeah, and then also when you're like looking through a ruins, you also get another roll on top. I recall.
All right, so let's see. So roll. So let's see. Roll 2d80 or no wait 2d100. 100. So first one you find for Farida is you find a video game console.
All right, good. I'll leave the party now.
Oh, I have video games. I don't need to leave Syria. Okay, and
You
then
have a console but no games.
yeah, you can plug it into the laptop and
All right, I'm back with the party. We need to go get some games.
All right, and for the 20 is a coloring book for kids, so it's right up your alley, Farida.
Yeah, pretty much. It's already half done.
Yep, exactly. Okay, so now James, if you'd like to do a scrounging roll. Okay, you
Plus 2 modifier,
succeed.
right?
Well, yeah, +2 for the for being in
Yeah.
an urban. Did you put that in?
Yeah, I put that in.
Okay, okay. So you got one success. So let's roll for you. D100. Oops, D100. 97. Oh, you got lucky. You found a copy of Twilight 2000.
I said I
Fucking
wanted
nerd.
it. So, yeah, I'm going to read it some practical tips of how to use a gun. Hey, it doesn't require electricity, so I think I've won there, really.
Yeah. You got more use out of your scrunch and roll than Farida. Well, Farida got a coloring book. She's the real winner. And Sammy, if you said you would like to do that, you can do a scrunch and roll.
Well, Sammy's going to do Overwatch, but Mike gets out and he's like, I need to find some batteries for my flashlight.
All right. Are you able to find batteries?
And he got a success.
Okay, so let's.
Well,
Does
I
Mike
don't
want to
know.
push?
Oh, I could push that. Nope.
Yeah. All right. So let's just roll a d100 to see if you find anything useful. 70 is a raincoat. Stamina +1 against chemical weapons.
All right, he's an American. He's a wussy, so he's happy with a raincoat. He hates being wet.
All right. Okay, so that was the scrounging. So, in the town by this point, as you're moving around, we'll say Sammy. So Sammy, as he's going checking out like this big building up here, like going over to it, you actually notice that there is a sailboat at the dock here.
A sailboat?
Yep. It's dubious that it would
Okay.
be seaworthy, but it just might get you across the bay.
Yeah,
But the
but without our
catch,
vehicles.
yeah, I was going to say the catch is that it is A, too small to hold the BMP, and B, it's too heavy. And I'll also remove that suppression symbol.
I'm guessing no one has the sailor specialty.
You don't necessarily need to have it to use the boat. It'll make it easier,
True,
but
yeah.
that's assuming you want to use the boat.
No. We have a long way to go. And without our vehicles, that's not smart.
All right, so what do you do? Because you have a boat now. Keep in mind also is that you could, if you wanted to, potentially. I don't know how like seaworthy BMPs are compared to Amtrak's. I know before I said like it would not be feasible to sail it like from across like the starting area to Wusad, but like you could potentially shorten the journey a little bit by like I'll switch this over to the regional map. So basically, like where you are at Sharky, I'll just wait for James to connect. All right, so you could go from like Sharky to Cadiz, like across here. So that'd be like 1, 2, or like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 tiles of water at least. Or you could actually go straight this way, which would just be 5.
Where have you guys been previously? Have you been to Zagrabad?
They were going to,
Yeah, it's
but
on
there was,
fire.
yeah, it was basically,
No, we would want to go to here.
okay. So that would be,
Or
um,
this one here is 7.
all right. Now, what I want to know is if the M113 is seaworthy.
Well, after
16.
watching them, they were useless anyway. So throwing them in the back of our vehicle and let them fight and keep the fire off of our guys is probably a better bet.
I mean, if they want to walk, we could drive it. I have driving. I should drive better than I can shoot.
Yeah.
But
Well, the fucking M113 is, and probably definitely not Israeli ones, are not, like, from what I'm seeing, not necessarily like they're quote unquote moderately amphibious, but I don't think sailing across the fucking bay is uh let's see. Yeah, but meanwhile the BMP is fully stated as being amphibious.
Yeah. If we're gonna go across the bay, I suggest we abandon that M113, have everyone get into BMP and go.
Yeah. Now
Yep.
here's the fucking interesting thing. The BMP-2 is amphibious with little preparation using hydrogen, blah blah blah. Peacetime regulations require that any BMPs entering water must have a working radio set since its bearings are not airtight and can be carried away by currents in case of loss by engine power.
That's on Mike to make sure he doesn't fuck that up.
Yeah, that's Mike's job.
You say that, it's just enough to make me laugh because Mike's just gonna fuck up.
I mean, an alternative would be to like cut across to Masgar
Yeah,
and
that's
then
what I
go.
was.
No, we don't want to go there. That's the reason we went this way versus there. We know that there is a
IDF.
Syrian.
The Israelis
there.
and Syrians are fighting
Somebody's
each
here.
other in
Yeah, the
Cold
Israelis
War.
basically control the west side of the, like the west side of the river in the center of the map. They control the west. The Syrians control the east.
Reasonable.
And
Okay.
if we go here, then we don't have to worry about crossing
Yeah.
here again.
Now keep in mind, I think with amphibious travel, it either is double or quadruple the fuel cost. One of the two.
Well, we're taking the M113's fuel.
Yep.
All right. So
Now,
let
the
me.
other thing is, we could, if anything, we could tie a rope to the BMP and have the sailboat pull it.
The sailboat would not be heavy enough to just
No,
sort of
not
like.
carry it.
No, I'm not talking about carrying. I'm saying like basically if you had the BMP, it would basically be, or no, it wouldn't because it's sort of like a flotation device.
No, but I know what he's getting at is we can have a group in the sailboat. So if we spring a leak and ain't able to repair it, we could always abandon the damn vehicle and get on the sailboat. If Mike blows his rolls.
Okay, now I've got to see what the
And then,
travel.
if anything, we could then have the people of the M113 do the redemption by getting some oars and, paddling on both the BMP and the sailboat.
Wouldn't it be the BMP pulling the sailboat along rather than the sailboat pulling the BMP along?
Unless we can get all those people that didn't, were in the M113 to paddle, yes.
Hey,
We'll
I
just
got
get
a
Sammy
question
with a
for
weapon,
you.
he just tells them to row.
Yeah, what, Tom?
Our new guy. So instead of him being part of the other group, we could find him here. Maybe he starts the game with a motorboat.
Yeah, no, you guys are thinking he's just cruising a boat. You need a ride.
Yeah, pretty much. What do you know?
Hold
He
on.
said he was
Yeah,
out
he's got one
fishing
of
and he
those
heard the
Bayou
fire
swamp boats.
and he came to check it out.
Holy shit! As a completely unrelated side, apparently you can fish with grenades.
Oh yeah, you didn't know
Yeah,
that?
that is the
No.
thing.
That was always the classic laugh joke about version 1.
So I'm trying to figure out what the hell whatchamacallit, I'm trying to find the rules because I doubt amphibious vehicles would just get like no penalties for off-road travel, especially on water.
It
Okay,
still would be double cost. It would
yeah,
be double fuel.
yeah, double cost. And I would say it would probably be even slower than traveling by traveling off-road because you're like fording through water, especially with currents and stuff. What I would say is in this case, it will be for a driving role. I'm trying to find where the driving modifiers are. So, god damn it, where is it? Okay, you must make a driving roll for the terrain type. I will say with like open water, it would probably be like I'm trying to find what it is. If anybody knows, it says Lake River is +2 for driving, but that would probably be for boats. So I would say for driving a tank through open water, it's a -2. Um, so yeah, -2 for the terrain, and because you got here, I believe in the evening, and you're going to be driving at night.
Oh, we're not driving at night.
Oh, you're going to just wait.
We're gonna do this in the morning.
Yes, we're not the sailors of old who can use the stars to navigate.
Yeah, we need daytime to see where we're
Yeah,
going.
okay, yeah, fair enough. So you don't wind up in the middle of the ocean. Yeah, you drive. Um, so it's going to be a -2 driving roll, I guess, because I can't think of any other modifiers. -2 driving rolls, and it's obviously going to be 2 hexes worth of movement or whatever it is it's going to be basically double fuel cost. And don't you have to make rolls like every 2 hexes or something like that?
Per shift.
No, it's per shift, and you
Oh,
use the most difficult hex you're gonna drive through.
okay, so basically all of them. All right, so yeah, Mike, I guess makes a driving roll at -2.
Depends. What's Mike's thing? Because I have a AC.
Oh, you want to drive?
Sure.
Okay, then you drive because I'm BD.
-2. He can assist with the driving roll, right?
Yeah, he can assist.
All right, I get to be a sailor.
Uh-oh.
Fuck
Oh!
Oh,
that.
there we go. Good save.
Put on the BMP to stick song, come sail away.
We let the little 14-year-old drive us across the water. She's like, I know how to do this. I've done this before. Okay.
Pretty much.
So you're saying you go like, do you guys have access to like the drawing tool to draw on the map? Just so I can see your course, like what course you're going to take.
We're going to go to here,
Okay, you're driving up there.
and we drive straight across to there.
Okay, so that would be like, hold on, keep the line there. I'm going to just draw a line from. Okay, so you draw like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that.
Yep.
Okay, so that would be a total of you driving up in this hex off-road, ocean, 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 and then to land. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so 7 off-road tiles, doubled in fuel cost. We should see if we can actually make it across the bay and not run out of gas and then just drift out into the ocean.
7 times 8 equals. Okay, so it costs us 56 fuel.
I
Like the
think
base cost?
that's enough.
Times 2. So 111. Okay, so now the question is how much fuel was left in the
The M113?
M113?
Let's see. Then what? Oops. M113. I gotta select the right tool. M113 had 208 fuel.
So we'll add 96 on our vehicle. So we're at 358 plus 96 equals 425. So we're full. And we have 29 liters somewhere in containers.
so you've made it across the bay, and I think that's probably where we'll close for now. That was a very, very, very entertaining session. Like, holy shit. I swear, tabletop with Mike Reynolds and my tabletop games are full of psychos, like the characters. Like, I mean, we got Gerard. There's Gerard in the in John's
Oh,
game.
he's a character.
Yeah, there's Gerard. There's Run Him Over Reynolds. There's a guy in my Star Wars game. I mean, god damn, there's so many fucking like psychopaths in tabletop. I love it so much. Okay, so is everybody ready for XP questions?
Yes.
All right, excellent. All right, let me pull up the develop your character. Okay, so everybody gets a point for participation.
All right.
The next one is if you followed your moral code.
I'm pretty sure Mike did because we
Oh,
changed it to running over people. So anytime he runs over people, he
You
gets one.
seriously did that? I gotta see.
Yes. I didn't write it down, but that's what we talked about last time.
Oh, okay. You gotta write this shit down. That's hilarious. This moral code. Oh my god.
We definitely did Sammy's. Any problem could be solved with the right application of force.
Okay, so that was his moral code. Anybody else need any questions on the moral code?
I've got mine as I was sent to help the locals organise. I might be leaving, but still my job. I guess we helped out the people with trade /
Yeah,
killing all these
you helped
looters.
people.
So
You did well. And Farida?
No, mine is adults are idiots. And I think I showed off a lot.
Yeah.
All right, so Mike says, anytime I can run something over is a happy day. That's his moral code.
God, imagine him like living down in Texas and just like swerving to hit a fucking armadillo.
Oh my god.
if it's near the end of a session and we haven't run anything over, come across like a peaceful village with children running around on the street.
Oh
you
my
might...
god, yeah. Oh my god, Mike. That's funny. Jesus Christ. No, it's like, you see like Mike's eyes, like there's just this dangerous look in his eyes. You can like a heartbeat, like as dramatic, like he's just like getting ready, like his hands revving up the fucking steering wheel.
Our medic is psychotic.
Yeah.
Or our backup medic is psychotic, I should say.
Oh man, Mike's moral code and big dream are the funniest I've ever heard. Okay, so everybody, if they did their big dream, did you travel through one hex on the travel map that you had not visited before? Yes, you did. You overcame a dangerous event using very violent means.
Yep.
And if you risked your life for your buddy. So, I mean, do we have any buddies who helped each other?
Life.
Yeah, is being useless risking life intentionally, or?
As I said, it's a BBC comedy, so like bumbling around, you're distracting them and saving us.
Yeah, I mean, I've got Farida down as my buddy. So if we can go with distracting everyone, so she can just knock people out.
Yeah, you were putting yourself in danger for your buddy by a technicality. I'll give you a point.
Hey, Cody.
Yeah.
Any chance we could find some paint?
Oh God. What do you want to paint?
I know you found. Trust me, I want paint. It's gonna be worth it.
God, I want to know.
Are we getting racing stripes?
No, I was gonna paint a big old mouth on the front of the vehicle. Because I eat them up.
Oh my God. Oh, that would be great.
I mean, just use all the dried blood. You've got enough red.
Get some dry blood. I don't want to cause bugs to be coming on my tracking the bugs to the vehicle.
But you then get to run them over. So
So we should get 4 experience then, right?
Yes, and then as for spending XP, if anybody wants to spend the XP, I will also, I can share this so you can read this yourself and then quickly reference how to, you spend your XP mainly targeted towards Drakelstein, because the first time playing on Foundry. And in the meantime, and also Drakelstein, I've said this to everybody else, but like the way I handle specialties is basically it still
yeah, you
costs.
messaged me about it
Yeah.
before. Yeah.
So basically, if you do the action, like for example, like I guess I don't know if Mike has a driver or not, but theoretically running people over, it's pretty masterful driving if you ask me. So so like something like that, or like if you got like a really good shot with a rifle, you get rifle and so on. So that's just something to keep in mind for your unit morale. You were in combat. Well, actually, apparently, unit morale, it only changes one step if you've done one or more. It doesn't change one for each. So, but in this case, you did actually, you did 3 out of the 4 requirements, so that's pretty impressive. So your unit morale will increase to, I think, B.
So we're B now.
Yes, you are unit morale B. And that reminds me, I should change that for Carp. Where is Carp? Morale's B. Okay.
I need to make a cuff check, don't I?
You can. Like if you basically, because the catch is, of course, as it says, if you increase your coolness of fire and you roll your empathy, if it's 6 or higher, your empathy is reduced by 1. So
Yeah, I guess is it optional or
It's
is it mandatory?
I would say it's optional because it doesn't, like it says you have a chance to increase your coolness of fire, which can mean a lot of things, but for me, defined in my game and future Twilight 2000 games I run, I'm just going to say, it's optional if you want to, because I don't think being forced to increase your coolness of fire is mandatory, like, but so basically, bottom line is it's your choice.
Well, I'm happy with keeping my empathy as a
Okay.
D12 in that case, since that is why this character exists.
Yep.
Does just out of the shits and giggles, does anybody have tanker?
I don't think so. The closest person I could think of would be Farida, but if they don't, then Mike automatically
I don't.
wants for it at this point.
Or does any of the 3 NPC guys, like the driver of the M113?
No, they don't.
Okay. So I need to find somebody that
No,
an NPC that
like I
has
said,
tanker.
if you do the action, like if you do an action, like an acceptable action for, like basically say with the sailboat, if you sailed it successfully, then you can get like sailor or whatever the hell it's called. But in this case, with Mike's like bond with the tank and his like zeal for squishing people, I would say if you want to get tanker, you have you are eligible for it.
Okay.
So, any other
All right.
questions?
Next game. I'll probably pick it up after. I'll get drive at C, then pick up tanker because it'll be
Okay.
cheaper to do it that way.
So in that case, yeah, I hope everybody had fun. I was in tears laughing earlier on, because that was just hilarious. So Drakelstein, I hope you enjoyed your first session, at least first session with us.
I really did. People got run over. My character was comically bad, so this is the dream, to be honest.
Well, no, he did
Yeah,
well.
I
He did well
mean, it's
socially.
either David Mitchell or Rowan Atkinson.
He's very charismatic and not very useful when it comes to practical matters, which fits. So
Well, it's good because we have a bunch of people who like dominate in combat but have no social skills to speak of, especially certain people whose names have rhyme with Mike Reynolds.
Or Sammy.
Well, we can just
Sammy's
say he
not.
has a D and he has a coolness under fire of A.
Well, the problem is Mike has an empathy of A. That's
What?
the funny thing about it. Yes, he has an empathy of A. Remember, he's a. I I I don't understand his character, but
He just really appreciates the human experience and how beautiful it is when they,
You
you know.
know, it's probably because he rolled it and the dice decided that is how Mike is made.
yeah. So he's got a strength of D, but an empathy of A. So he's a small man complexity, but because he drives this big ass armor thing, he could be a brute. That's the way I look at it.
Oh my.
But I didn't do a I didn't roll what's this? Oh, he's a BB. I don't need to worry about it. So the new guy coming in, do we know what he's playing?
He told me he's going to be playing in like a an arms dealer. So like uh, like uh, like an Italian American arms dealer, I think is what he said. Um, so let me just because he pulled up like he had like some a backstory written for his character and all that other stuff, but I'll just leave it on to him to divulge that if he wants to. Um, but yeah, that character. I will
Does
say
he have
also,
heavy
what
weapons?
does
Does
he?
he have heavy weapons?
Let me look. No, he's got strength C, but no heavy weapons.
Jesus.
Who needs heavy weapons when you got run him over Reynolds behind him?
I know, but we've got 2 gunner spots on this vehicle, so we need to find a second spot for people.
I guess if we have some downtime, James can sit up there and just fire off some B&P shots into the sea. Does that count as training? He's
No,
got a lot of
no,
experience.
no. Yeah, I would say if you like, actually score like a good hit or a kill on something, then that would count. But now
Yeah, we
I
might just
think
save a
you
vehicle to
can't. Now
peel
hold
up
on, hold on,
after
hold on.
this.
I think you can actually, as an alternative to making a skill roll, you can be instructed for one shift by a teacher with a higher skill level than you. So Sammy could totally teach him.
Mm-hmm.
So
If
basically, yeah, to get so basically, if you don't have heavy weapons, like to start out to get a skill level of D, you need 5 XP. For C is 10, B is 15, and A is 20. So you could totally like mold pretty much anybody in the party into an assistant gunner.
I mean, I can get up to. I've got 16 or potentially 26 experience. I'm happy to put into because otherwise going into like recon and survival to get D, which is slightly helpful. But
Yeah. Well, you do have, like it's nice to have like a versatile character, but also a versatile party, because like you could have like as Tom pointed out, having a assistant gunner, because the BMP is like bristling with weaponry. So
And
having
Sammy can only fire one at a
yeah,
time.
so you could basically like have Sammy manning the 2A42, and then James manning like the grenade launcher or something like that. And then of course
I
have
mean,
like
if
running through
Sammy
both.
can instruct James, well, presumably we'll have 2 shifts while we're going over this sea crossing.
Yeah.
Would that work?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we've
Rest of
got a whole
XP to
bunch
getting.
of heavy guns that we probably won't use. We could use as draining weapons to fire.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
fair enough.
how much
I've
The
XP do
got
you
problem
have?
is my empathy is a C. So
Well, if your skill level, no, hold on. It just says you can be instructed for one shift by a teacher with a higher. So what I'm going to say is basically you don't need to make a roll for the because what I'm looking at doesn't say you need under
did
skills it
they
doesn't say you
change that?
need
It
according
used
to
to be
this.
you needed to do a persuasion check.
Well, maybe that's for specialties. Yeah, specialties need a persuasion, but it says under skills. What I'm looking at right now, it doesn't say anything about needing a teacher for specialties or for skills.
Oh,
You
that's
basically if
awesome.
you if you have a higher like if as long as you have a higher skill level than the person you're trying to teach, then you can do it. You just spend XP and spend some time. So basically,
Oh, cool.
how much XP do you have?
I had 26 to begin with. I spent 5 on getting survival to D, 5 on recon to D, and then can spend 5 and then 10 to get heavy weapons to
So
D and then to C.
okay.
So I have 1 XP left, and I'm 2 D8s on using the BMP's guns,
Excellent.
which is a much safer place to be. So I think James will appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because probably what I'll do is I'll probably have you in the commander spot.
What, manning the PKT?
Yeah,
Or is it PKM? One of the two.
the Pental PKM, and I'm probably gonna have Mike swap out that grenade launcher with a 50 cal.
I
We
just
just don't
laugh
have a
every
lot of
time you
those,
mention Mike.
and because I hate, I don't want to fire the damn thing, and I'd rather have the 50 cal against what we're facing more than the grenades, to be honest with you.
Yeah, well, I mean, that works for me.
Because from the loading position, then I'll have access to the 30 millimeter autocannon, the 50 cal, or the rocket launcher.
Sounds good. Is
I
anybody
like
going
that
to do
Cool.
any extra spending with XP?
I don't know. Mike doesn't have it yet. He needs 10. He's only got 7. And Sammy didn't use any skills that I want to up. Because I only have 12. One other thing. We stripped that 113. So
Yes.
Mike will give you a tech roll for that.
Damn, nice.
And then I'll just take the vehicle parts.
Okay. So I'll remember to jot down what the Marauders had, and then also the whatchamacallit, the stuff that you get from. Or actually, I'll just roll for the. Or no, I'll just say BMP parts later. Okay. So yeah, I guess
I
that's.
put the vehicle parts in already.
Oh, okay then.
What I'll need you to do is put the parts, what the shit we found in the BMP. Also, I need you to transfer from the 113 whatever ammo
Yeah.
it had in here. I've got I added the gun.
All right,
And
I'll add the
then
ammo.
I'm going to do this. Okay, he succeeds. So he succeeds in swapping out the weapons. So
Nice.
I'll
So
change out the.
you're putting the M2 Browning on instead of the GL.
Correct.
Okay. Well, if there's anything else.
Oh, I think that's great.
Right.
Thank you very much for having me
Yeah, you're
and
welcome.
watching
Glad you guys
me
had fun.
fumble. And
Yeah.
yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Cheers, everyone.
Well, yeah, I'll see you guys. In a month. So.
Cheers.